Hey guys, and welcome back to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. It's a new day. I'm so excited to get this started. My name is Apollonia. I'll be your host for today. And joining me this time on the analyst desk, it is Caster Universe and Analyst CA. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing really good, Appa. I'm really excited for today's matches because I think today's matches add to the mystery that is Group A, especially the first setup, like Simple versus Force One. Like it's supposed to be a simple matchup, but we never know what's gonna happen.
All right, what about you, Universe?
I'm absolutely pumped. You know what? We've been watching those Group B matches that have been somewhat explosive, but I think that the true story of Group A lies with these teams because you never know what to expect with these teams. There's a lot of people who might just say, okay, you know what, this global like esports is global esports, but if teams like Simple and Valor can bring up something onto the table, then I think Group A is the one that we all have to watch.
Indeed, when we did do the live group draw, there was a lot of attention around Group B, and that has been sorted. Today, we are on to day 2 of Group A. So it's a best of 3. And right now, kicking off very soon, it's going to be Force One Esports going up against Simple. And later at 7:30 p.m. IST, we will have Team Valor go up against Godlike Esports. So just a little bit of a recap. Let's pull up the group standings for Group A. And we did have 2 matches yesterday, 2 wins in particular, and that is going to be Team Inazuma as well as Global Esports. So you see they've got that 1 win and 2 points. Unfortunately, not the time for Team Insignia and Tempest to earn themselves a point, but hey, everything is still gonna be fine. So right now we've got Force One and Simple. They're gonna fight for the first 2 points, and let's see how this is going to go. So let's start with Simple, a team that came out of almost not say nowhere, but they made their way to the top 16, just absolutely trashing around. So CA, what are your thoughts on this team in particular?
They're a team that really reminds me of the sort of storyline of their opposition, even right. Like the trio, the core of F1 as it was all about upsetting the already set standards, the already set teams, and that's exactly what Simple is doing right now. The way they're able to sort of use their own style, their own identity to upset the teams that are generally known to be better or generally known more is really reminiscent of the opposite team storyline, and that makes me feel like Simple is ready to go all the way to the top because they're the sort of team who has confidence in the way they play. We saw this yesterday with Insignia and Inazuma as well. It felt like the teams, when they were a lot more decisive in their own playstyle, were good. So I want to see Simple do exactly that and try to just stick to their own guns.
All right, what say you, Universe? What are your thoughts on Simple?
I think Simple's going to be a team that they're just as the name suggests, they're pretty simple. They went through the qualifiers in with a lot of ease. They didn't have too much of work to do over there, but now they are here. They have to face the big guns, and I think if they do have to, face off these teams and they want to win in a margin where they have to show the people that what, we're gonna do this great. We're gonna be a lot better than what we were in the qualifier round, then I think Simple might have to pull something crazy out of the bag because you know as simple as you can keep your strats, there's always going to be times where someone's just going to read you like a book, and I think Simple needs to take that into factor and think
Mhm.
about how they can approach a game differently based on every single opponent.
All right, let's have a quick look at the player spotlight brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radiant and have a quick look at which player that we have highlighted. That's going to be Melody Viper player. CA, off the bat, what are your thoughts on Melody? Looking at his
I mean, I
stats.
think I think everyone knows that my eyes instantly go to the fact that he plays the Viper, and I'm a big fan of that. I think just the fact that they're a new team, but they're still up to date with the meta. Like we've talked about this with the other newer teams that we have. It's such a big boost because it gives you the ability to sort of stay up to date with what the top teams are doing, but do it in your own way as you're learning it. It's sort of like exploring the existing meta but from a completely new perspective with like completely new glasses, and it allows a team to be so unpredictable and so good with it. So I'm excited with the fact that Melody is the player spotlight, which tells me that he knows what to do with the Viper and knows how to dictate his team to play around that Viper. Those are the two most crucial factors when you're playing this meta, and I'm excited to see Simple do it perfectly.
All right, what about you, Universe? Thoughts on Melody?
I think this is a guy who can make music come out of any agent's ears, and that's exactly why I think he named himself Melody. Because yeah, he's as sweet as honey, and he can absolutely play that role of a controller perfectly. We spoke about the Viper character yesterday as well in the match that was going on yesterday, but we didn't get to see the Viper in play as such. But I really, really hope that Melody pulls out the Viper today in whichever map it is that we're going to play, and he can absolutely perfect that Viper role because we've seen how powerful Viper has become since she has been buffed by Riot. And to be honest, I would love to see some lineups come out again. But you know what? In the end, it depends on the map and team composition and whatever Simple feel like doing today.
All right, so enough about Simple. I'm very excited to see what they're going to pull out. You know, it could be a bag of tricks, something that we've never seen before. But we're going to move on to Force One. Now, this team, they've been around for quite a while. And, you know, the impression that we get of Force One is a team that is very united, right? Shivy, Knight Rider, Rafa has, you know, recently joined the group, and Scargod. You always see them move as a unit. You know, not many roster changes or whatnot, but RVK, as I do believe the latest edition, he has fit very nicely into Force One. So CA, let us know what you think about them.
I mean, so as you said, the core trio of Shivi Knight Riders, Cargo, we saw in Far as well. They've just been so good when, as soon as they entered the scene, as soon as they got in, they established themselves easily in the top 10, but regularly in the top 5, if not the top 3 teams in our region in general. And the addition of Rafa and RBK just makes them, it gives them the extra tinge of explosiveness that is necessary to take the calculation that the trio brings to the next level. Because Rafa and RBK, they bring this raw firepower, the raw aim. And it's rare you say that for a Sentinel, but RBK and his one taps are absolutely nuts. Like together, this squad now becomes so formidable that you expect them to just plow through any opponent. But that's where their name sort of comes in. Like their namesake, their journey has been a little curvy, little topsy turvy, little up and down. And I'm excited to see if they can sort of stabilize it for this group stage, really live up to their potential.
All right, what about you, Universe? Thoughts on Force One?
Yeah, you know what? Like you said, Apo, that Force One have been a team that's been around for quite a while now, and they have shown that they have the capacity, just as he said, to be in the top 5, if not the top 10. And this is a team that everybody would say, look at and say, you know what, they have this motto that goes, the Force awakens, that all their fans have. And I think their Force does awaken most of the times. But there are sometimes a few contingencies that do occur with this team that I don't know what exactly happens, but sometimes it just slips out of their hand at the very last moment. And that I think might be an advantage for Team Simple, because if Force One aren't on their best day, then Simple have a huge chance to take this map and this match and go ahead with the victory. But in the end, Force One do have that raw power. Rafa is just, I love Rafa. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of Rafa. The way that guy puts on his glasses, sits in front of the monitor, and he just plays like it's absolutely nothing. He just moves around his hands and he's just cool about whatever happens. Even if he's in a 1v5 clutch situation, that man knows exactly how to make it do. And that itself shows the credibility and the power of Force One. And who knows, they might just force their way through this one.
All right, let's pull up the player spotlight by AMD Ryzen Radiant and have a look at which player we will be highlighting from the side of Force One, and that is going to be Shivy, the Sova player. It's crazy because Shivy has been around, I do believe, since the beginning of the competitive scene, and we have seen him kind of transition from different roles. Initially being from an initiator. He used to play a lot of Breach, he used to play a lot of Cypher when he was a Sentinel, but now he is always on that Sova and he is scary on this pick. CA, what are your thoughts on Shivy?
I mean, it's exactly as you said, Apo. Like, he's been that consistent player ever since the start of the Valorant scene in our region in general. And he's evolved in so many different ways. He's become such, like, he always was a really great IGL, but now I feel like he's become more of a leader in the team in general, in the way they even approach the game, the fundamentals, and the basic decisions each player makes. And that's really important for any team because you want every single player to be on the same page. It's not just about comms, it's about realizing that when in that like split second decision that is made is the same for both of the players. That's only going to happen when you have a strong leader, and that's what I see when I look
Mm.
at Shivy. I see him being able to portray and explain his aspect, his purview of the game very, very well, and that's his strongest part. But then he's of course cracked as well. That doesn't need to be said. That's basically a nice icing on the cake.
All right, what about you, Universe? What do you think of Shivy?
You know what? I've seen Shivi play for a lot of different teams. I've seen him play in previously as well. Quite a few years back, I've been watching Shivi play, and this man has been consistently proving himself that you know what, I can be at the top level for the longest period of time, and that's exactly what he's showing us here today as well. Like you can see, he's got 67 kills in the qualifiers and just 44 deaths and 57 assists as well. And being the Sova, that is the stat you want to look at. The damage that you can provide with those shock darts, the information that you can give to your team with the recons, and the corners that you can clear with that owl drone. And this man knows exactly how to do all of it. And for you know what, if I was simple, I should be afraid of this man playing this overall.
All right. So, Shivy, a great component to Force One. Now, between both these teams, let's just pull up the map screen real quick just to have a look at the three maps that will be up in store for today. And, I just kind of want to talk about how these teams might approach the maps. So, picked by Force One for map number one, that is going to be Haven, and picked by Simple, that's going to be the second map, that's Ascent, and the decider is Bind. You can also see the sides that they will be starting on. Now, CA, I want to ask you, how do you think map one is going to go down from both perspectives of, like, Force One? How are they going to approach it? And how do you think Simple is going to prepare themselves for Haven?
So when it comes to Haven, I feel like for me the most important factor to consider is does your team play Astra or not? And I know for a fact that Skargard plays a mean Astra, so it instantly gives me confidence in the composition that Force One is likely to bring to the table. But then you add in the factors of Rafa on his signature Phoenix. That's one of his favorite agents for every tournament we've seen him, and every iteration of a roster we've seen him. Phoenix is his most strongest agent. So the fact that he gets to be on that in comfort land is just absolutely perfect. And then finally combined with the fact that the entire combination of the squad with Knight Riders hopping, with RVK Cypher, and then finally, as we talked about, Shivi Sova, it just makes them really, really strong. And I believe that's why it's their pick. Now, what I want to see from Simple, though, is we've already seen versatility. So I want to see something that they could potentially use to surprise them, maybe.
All right, and looking at map number two, that is going to be Ascent. So, Universe, when you look at that, how do you think that's going to roll?
I think Ascent is a kind of map that is the most safest map to pick in any sort of situation, because Ascent is a kind of map where you can make it defensive side or attacking side based on how you're going to approach it. But I think that Ascent is going to be a play where it's going to be a controller and initiator kind of play. The duelists do work absolutely, but I think the role of a Sova being played by either team is going to play a huge factor in terms of how they dictate the pace of the game. Because if they have a Sova, they get a lot of information, because that recon and that owl drone is really important in this map of Ascent. Sorry. And not just that, it's also going to be something like, just like CS stated, Astra, not just in Haven, but Astra's become such a favorite pick for so many teams right now that they prefer it over almost every other controller, unless Viper is thrown into the line. And hence, I think these two agents, these two types of agents, that is controllers and initiators, based on who they pick, will play a huge amount of favoritism to how they can approach this game, and that exactly might break or might make them win the game, based whether it is simple or force one.
All right, and then the decider is bind. So when things get hot, when things get heavy, and the best of three becomes an actual best of three, because sometimes, most oftentimes than not, it's just two maps and then it's over. We've only seen like a couple of games where it has been all three maps. So in the case that it does get to bind, any idea? Do you think Force One's going to be very comfortable? They might take over Simple, a team that is up and coming, or do you think that Simple might be the ones to kind of take control of that particular map? Because Bind is not easy to approach at all. CA, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm gonna think back to our initial player spotlight, the MD player spotlight in Melody. The fact that he can play the Viper, I'm not sure if he plays it on the bind, but it can be a ridiculously strong pick on the bind, especially on the defense side, where you're able to sort of exploit a team's preferred sightlines or preferred positions, sort of deny it to them, and that works really well against a team like F1 because one of their primary win conditions, one of their biggest strengths is Knight Rider on the op. So if you're able to, as a Viper or as a controller, just cut off his positions, his opping, it removes a huge advantage from Force 1. So I want to see if Simple can bring that pick, or perhaps even for F1 on the other side, if they can show up with a very different Knight Rider today, maybe an entry fragger Knight Rider, or if Rafa on the race can just explode and take over. I think it'll be really close, but definitely Simple have a chance. And Force 1, they're always the favorites.
All right, Universe, same question to you. How do you think it's going to turn out on Bind?
I think Bind is going to be an annoying map for both these teams, because I usually don't see anybody pick Bind as their favorite pick. Like, I don't see any team going, you know what, we're going to pick Bind, we're going to choose attacking. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and commit, like, do whatever we can. And that's never usually happened. But if it does go to a Bind, I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see, just as he said, that Viper is going to be a huge, huge play, because the wall that a Viper uses can extend up from A short all the way till B long, and that is a huge, huge cover, because it not only provides you the vision, it cuts off the vision for the people who are trying to come into the site, but also the damage that is given as soon as you touch that wall, you jump through it, and combine that with an Astra. And if you have that gravitational pull right where you think maybe it's the hookup position where they jump down from, is just going to cause havoc for the attacking side to come into a site even.
All right. So I think, this could go either way. I have no idea what's going to happen. Simple, they might just pull something out of the bag. And Force One, let's see how well they're going to do as a unit. Are they fully comfortable? Is everything steady and ready to go? So we are going to begin with the match very shortly. But first, remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Check out the links in the description. You're not going to regret it. And before the match starts, we do have a little bit of a surprise for you guys. So stay tuned.
Hi everyone. These are three things that you didn't know about me. So the first one is I'm a huge foodie. I eat a lot of food. Although I don't exercise as much, I think like alternate days or something. But I love eating food. Like I think my favorite like cuisine would be like seafood, and yeah. So that's one thing. The second thing is for those people who don't know me from before, I used to play CS:GO. I have been playing from 2016, but last year back in September I had like my breakthrough because I was offered to play in Blaze, which was one of India's best teams at that time, and with Mazel. And after that, after I joined the team, we were India's best team for I think 7 months, and we won 8 consecutive titles, and we were like unbeaten for that whole period. It was a good thing, and I think that's when my professional career started. The third one would be I actually in Valorant, I'm not very fond of the Sentinel role. The only reason I'm playing it is because that's the agent I played when I played the game in the beta and with my friends before. So I think when I came back into Valorant, when I switched to Valorant, it was easier for me to transition into the Sentinel role because I already had an idea about it, rather than me going into another role and having to spend like 2 months just to learn the entire like agent. So yeah, that's one thing. That's the third thing about me. Another thing would be My parents. So most people I know in India, like getting parent support is like very hard, and I'm very grateful that my parents are like totally supportive of me. I think part of the reason is that I had to prove that to them in CS, and like when I work out featured on Hotstar for the ESL Premiership, like that was I think the breaking point for them where they understood that this is something big, and now they watch every single match of mine, be it TEC or anything, any Sky Sports, any tournament, and it's very great to have that. And yeah, another thing would be I love sports. I've been like a sports fan all my life. I've in fact played tennis, I've played badminton, I've played football, chess, cricket. I've played all sports, and I think my favorite would be badminton, just because I was like decent at it. Because other things I wasn't very good at. So yeah, that's fine. Last thing about me. Thank you.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by AMD Ryzen and WD Black. And we are finally back. And it's at the caster's desk. And I am really excited. After what the analyst has put on through, it's going to be Simple versus Force One, a match for the ages. And joining me, of course, it's none other than going to be Mr. Universe himself as we move over into the map video screen to see where the first battleground is going to be for both of these teams. And in my eyes, personally, as we're looking into the map of Haven in particular, I am gonna say that Force One, they have that advantage here because of their strategic prowess, but at the same time, Simple, they're just shrouded in a lot of mystery. So anything can happen. They could just pull off a massive upset right here and right now.
Yeah, absolutely aggressive. You're right, because one of the major things about Haven is the fact that it takes a lot of technical and strategic skills to get into a bomb site for this in this map, because there's a lot of things that you can use to clear out corners, because the utility usage in this map is really paramount, because there's three bomb sites. There's not two, there's three, and at any given point there's one defender on one bomb site. It could be A, it could be B, it could be C, and it just depends on how well your opponent reads your game. Because if you just choose to go as a five-man push towards that one bomb site where there's only one defender standing, then I guess you know how to play this game perfectly. And that, I think, it might just work in the hands of in the hands of Force One, because they picked this map and they are on the attacking side, so they should have some great strats coming into this attacking side, but at the same time aggressive. I do not want to count Simple out, because we've seen that they've pulled up quite a few wacky plays in the past as well.
Completely agree with you on that, but still at the same time, you always do have to remember that Force One, they're a team to be reckoned with. The Force is with them, pretty much. Not quoting the Star Wars reference here, but for the side of Simple, I'm really going to be looking towards them to try and step up their game, because previously we always were looking towards one particular player for their side being Kazuri, but now that Kazuri is not here and he is not playing in this match, that could be a little bit of a blow when it comes down to their firepower. So they still do have a lot to prove going up against the side of Force One. They have a consistent roster and all of them are going to be playing together. And will this six-man roster be able to go up against them? Will be the real test moving on down forward. But at the same time, let's just talk about what we can expect coming down from the side of the strategies, because Haven in particular in this map, there's always that one single strategy that's always going on through, being the Astra pickup or the Omen, Phoenix, Jet, Cypher, or Killjoy, and of course that's Sova. And Force One, they're a team that are always going to be moving down towards the side of meta. They never really stray from it. But for the side of Simple, do they have something spicy in mind? Maybe a Breach, maybe a Sky, to make that little bit of a difference and to bring the game in their favor, possibly. What do you think, Universe?
I think I would love to see me a little bit of dexterity in this game, because we've all seen that everybody, yeah, we go with the meta, we do things that are right in the book, that's straight in the book. We might get red, we might not get red, but it depends on how we execute it. But at the same time, the one thing that all of this is about is the factor of the players enjoying themselves, and is the viewers getting entertainment from watching their favorite players play. And as much as these players want to win, the whole point of the game of Valorant is that you just are playing with your friends. You're gonna have fun. No matter who you pick, it's about whether or not you can play that agent to the best of your ability, and whether or not you can help your team with that agent or not. And speaking about those agents, we have the agent pick coming in over here, aggressive. And just like you said, we do have a Cypher in play in the hands of RVK. Not too uncommon. We usually see him play that. Rafa's gone for the Phoenix, and Shivi, as usual, is on his deadly Sova. And look at this aggressive power. Is he choosing to go for the Yoru?
Hmm. It's going to be questionable, but at the same time, it's power. I've seen him pull off a lot of interesting duelist pickups, but at the same time, the Euro on the map of Haven, not something that I personally like because Euro favors much more of those close range proximity fights that you can always use that flash around the corner, then immediately teleport in and make those type of plays happen. But on the Haven, yes, it can work, but at the same time cannot work. So let's just see. Maybe he has a plan. We don't know it. It's simple. They could do pretty much anything that they want, but I'm pretty sure that Power is going to be opting to go in for that Jet. There is, of course, the Phoenix, and it's going to be the exact same composition. Haven, a map in particular that has nothing really going for it other than this singular composition, other than the Cypher being swapped out with the Killjoy from time to time. And personally, in my eyes, I love that Killjoy over that Cypher almost every single time because of how versatile the Killjoy is in comparison to the Cypher with addition to that Astra. Because now the Astra is going to rely on a lot more of the combo plays with the Duelist instead of also playing with the Duelist and also the Sentinel.
Absolutely, that's exactly right. Because Killjoy has this kind of skill set where you not only spout out an enemy, but you also give damage. But at the same time, you have to consider that Cypher has one thing that probably is useful over Killjoy, and that is that camera. That camera of his gives a lot of vision, even though he could be on the A side of Haven and he could be still guarding the C side. Because if the camera is seen towards the C side, then the attackers might just assume, okay, you know what, the Cypher's here, we might have to tread lightly, we might have to go here a little slowly. And that I think is a huge advantage because if the Killjoy is towards the A bomb side and she's kept a turret towards C, that turret is not going to be in function because the range is nowhere close to her. And that I think might be one of the reasons why Force One as well as Simple have opted to go for that Cypher pick over here in the map of Haven. And I think they know exactly what they're doing because both of these teams have pretty much the same composition. And it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top with the same composition. It's not gonna be a Phoenix diff, it's not gonna be a Jet diff, it's gonna be a composition diff.
I completely agree with you on that. Plus, to add on to that, the Cypher allows for much more of a solo based playstyle instead of the Killjoy, where the Killjoy is required to be with her team. But with the Cypher, you can do pretty much anything. You can go on lurks, you can try and be aggressive down to one singular sideline. You can play by yourself pretty much. But with the Killjoy, the main problem with her is that you're much more team reliant. You need to be with the team, you need to stay with them, use your utility proactively to try and bring a form of an advantage for your side. But with Cypher, just lurk around the map, use your tripwires, feed information to your team by using yourself as a living camera pretty much at that stage to get forward control, establish a little bit of map control, clear out sites by yourself because you have the utility to do so. You have that camera, you have those cages, block off sidelines, cause fake rotations because normally people will expect the Cypher to be on the lurk, but they won't expect him to completely push down into a side. And that's what RBK does technically because he is such an unpredictable Cypher player that sometimes you will just kill like over 3 people and you're like, what happened? Where did the Cypher come from? And how did all 3 of us die all at once?
Absolutely. That agent is I think you could call him the definition of lurk, if not for any other agent, because the sneakiness that Cypher provides, because he can get into corners, because he allows the rest of his team to access the bomb side while he holds down the fort from behind. And that I think is one of the biggest advantages of Cypher. And we're just gonna have to wait and see whether it's gonna be Force One's RVK or it's going to be from the side of Simple the Cypher who's going to pull out some sort of magic happening over here. And with that, we got the first round starting off aggressive, and it's going to be a pretty much of a simple setup over here for Force One as they have been spread across the mid and C region. And look at this push. They do get a little bit of information over here, simply over here, towards the A long position, but they immediately rotate back, getting that information. Look at this, the A side is almost being left empty aggressive. They're all rotating back. They just... Oh, okay, wait, no, never mind. The Sova is just going to stick around back towards the Heaven position, and it looks like it's going to be a garage hit coming over here. Knight Rider along with Rafa in this garage position. Gets sucked in, Knight Rider just escapes it by the nick of the steed. And now it's going to be hold back for F1 as they just try to get back into this pistol round. Slowly moving towards the A bomb side where only one member is available. Power should have heard this and relayed it back to his team. The rotations are coming in, as does Force One Esports with the complete with the complete utility and their weapons. And now it's gonna be a little bit for recon spot coming for ASDF, and he gets one through that smoke. Shivi goes down, the Sova takes out the other one, and the plant will go down nonetheless. It is gonna be a 4v5 situation now.
Beautiful position coming down from the side of Rafa. Maybe he'll be able to find one thing, but from the sidelines, it's gonna be one, it's gonna be two. Rafa played that angle beautifully. Nice Rider shining in with one kill for himself as well. And RBK finishes off his own twin brother with a beautiful shot from the sidelines of a short. And with that, that's already a 0-1 scoreline. But Rafa, he played that so aggressively and he caught such a beautiful off angle. No one expected him to go down to that right-hand side corner, but at the same time, it's such a predictable position. And the first mistake coming on down from the side of Simple really just costed them that entire round. And now them being forced onto an eco, it's gonna be the real question right now of how Simple are gonna try and get a couple of value kills out of this round, because knowing Force 1, they love to hold the W key, and for the side of Simple, will they be able to stop this raw aggression coming out from down towards that seaside?
Absolutely. And now look at this push coming from KP1. He's, oh my god, look at the information that he's going to get for his team. I don't think they're going to expect him to push so far, and he's got his teammate to help him there. RBK takes down Power though, but it's not going to be of any use because KPK goes down as well. That bait somehow didn't work for him. He just gets caught off guard, and now it's going to be a simple C push that should come in, but they know that they're over here. Rafa's just going to hold around this corner, waiting for the push to come in. RVK is around the long side of this B bomb side. Now he pushes up in. He's going to find Melody here. Yes, the Cypher takes down the Cypher. And now it's going to be Knight Rider who follows it up with another kill. And it is just going to be Heller who's going to be left in a 1v5 situation. Not much he can do here. Yeah, Rafa's going to take it down. A lot of twin brothers taking out their other twin brother. I mean, a lot of things happening over there.
Oh no, Knight Rider! Well, that just happened. Rafa just killed off Knight Rider. Now he needs to buy himself a Phantom. That would have been a flawless, but the flawless thrust didn't work out in their favor. Stuff does happen, but I think that Rafa, he didn't want to intentionally do it. But still, Knight Rider, I know you want to be hot, my man, but being hot right there was a little bit of a questionable moment. But at the same time, a Phantom and a Vandal in their hand to go up against the other rifles on the other side. No harm, no foul, but still would have been better if they were able to go in for a proper full-on bonus. But at the same time, I understand what they were trying to do, but I don't think that volley kill was intentional. Don't you think so, Universe?
Yeah, I don't think it was. I don't think he realized what HP his teammate was on, and it just was accidental. That's okay, but because the B side at this point is not accidentally got, they got it through their complete executionary powers over here, Force 1. And now Knight Rider in a position where he could potentially get these 2 kills towards the A-link position. He should find ASDF's head as soon as possible, but he's gonna get tagged on 25. He's not getting the kills either, and Hella finishes him off, and now it's going to be a retake coming in from Simple. They have the man advantage. Power's on the other end of this door. He's going to find Rafa if he just squeaks out of there, but it's going to be ASDF rather. Hella comes out, gets another. RBK still with the Spectres, causing damage. He's causing a lot of damage over here, aggressive, and now he's going to do it all by himself. He gets another. RBK, stop it. What are you doing? This is not how you play Cypher. He gets to spot off the last person, and now he's going to get him as well. RBK.
Doesn't matter if it's on the defense, doesn't matter if he's on the attack. RBK is like the literal anchor for the team, and he is gonna make sure, even if every single member on his team dies out, he's gonna be the last remaining backbone for the entire squad. He will pick everybody up and be like, guys, sit back, relax, and watch me just click heads all day long. And that's exactly what it did. Ran out of bullets on the Spectre. Doesn't matter. I have a ghost in my hand. Whips it around, does a 180, shoots the Astra in the face, takes her out, picks up the Vandal, and just, it's like, oh, it's just a Sova. I can go in for an easy kill. Finds pretty much everything, clutches out the round for his team. Beautifully done from the side of RBK. This is why his Cypher is renowned in our entire region. That's why everyone loves him. That's exactly why he's so deadly. But at the same time, seemingly powered. He wants to hold down from a pretty powerful off angle, but that could not just work out in their favor. KPK, he does get the first initial kill, but no one's pushing him just yet. Knight Rider finally being able to go in for that trade. A little bit of hesitation coming on down from the side of Force 1 costed Rafa his life, but no harm, no foul. The push can just happen, but Scargod, he just slaps ACF straight in the face with a bullet. And with that, it's already a one-man advantage going on down in the favor of the side of Force 1, but just as I said that, RBK just takes another bullet to the face.
Look at this. Knight Rider is going to find the A side open for his teammates, and now it is going to be Simple, who are going to have to play in the back line. They do have the run it back available in the hands of Hella, but the question is whether or not he's going to use it. Melody and Hella both have weapons to their use. They do have the weaponry available to take this fight head on. Two Vandals, can they do the magic with this? Is the question, Aggressive, because they're going to face off Force One's players who have been doing quite a bit of work now. They're playing this slowly. They're not showing too much aggression over here. And look at this. The running back goes in. He should get enough information. He gets caught out by the gravity pull and he's just going to get taken down. That's going to be of no use. The run it down is just cancelled completely. But Melody is going to do something else on his own. He just rushes in. The Cypher is doing the job over here. He gets one, but that's not going to be enough because Shivi and Skargod are just too good with the Vandals in their hands on their own. And that's going to be another round going in the favor of Force One. And that run it down could have been utilized a bit more usefully if not for that gravitational pull. What say, Aggressive?
Honestly, Skargod, when it comes down to his utility usage, has gotten to the point of perfection. Picking up that Astra all of a sudden after, of course, playing the Omen. Brimstone really is just showcasing his prowess when it comes down to the usage of his utility, understanding the position of the runner back coming on through, using the gravity well, setting up his teammates perfectly for that play. But still, a really good try to say the Bailey's coming on now from the side of Simple, because they were trying to make a play out of it, but at the very end of it all, it really does come down to the consistency and the communication. The communication was just not there, and the fact that Melody just made that push down towards the left-hand side of Green Box without any form of a possible trade, a little bit questionable to say the very least, but still, no harm, no foul. It's 0-4 on the scorecards. They're gonna have enough to go in for a proper buy to make this push happen for their side as well. Rafa using his own run it back this time around, tries to go in for that first initial peek and the play, but he's not gonna be able to find out much. He does get spotted on off. It's gonna be the Sova just shutting everyone down with a double kill from the sidelines. Melody knows exactly where Rafa is holding down at, and he's probably going la 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 from the back end of it all. And it's gonna be a beautiful headshot coming on down from the side of Melody to take down Rafa. And already that's gonna be 1-4 on the scorecards, and with no forms of map control coming on down from any of the members of the side of Force One, them opting to go in for a seaside execution was a pretty big move coming down from them.
They could have come to the seaside with a little bit more strategy. I think they could have properly done some execute, but in the end, it did not work out in their favor because Simple just simply shot them down. And it was just almost too easy for them because you can see that they survived with 4 members and it was just one casualty that they had, and that was all they needed in the round. And they still do have the buy coming in for their favor, Force One. They did have a economy that would help them for by another 2 rounds at least. And Power again with this operator towards the C-bombs there is going to look to shut it down. But look at this. He's holding it alone, Aggressive. He's holding Garage as well as C-Long, and that could be fatal because if Force One reads this properly, which they are not at the moment, because we've got 4 players towards the A and B bomb side, we do have 1 rotation coming in, but if they would have attacked the C side, I think they would have won this round almost right up front.
It's actually such a beautiful plan coming out from them, using Shivi's owl drone to try and force out all the rotations down toward the C side. And now all the members that were stacking down towards the side of B and towards the side of A have made the rotation on and taken default positions near Garage and of course the 2-man down at C. It's so beautiful coming out from them, and this A side execute could just be an easy one if they play their cards right. But at the same time, look at the tripwire placement, because this tripwire could easily just take down a multiple amounts of people if they just play their cards properly. But Melody, he was not ready for it. He didn't expect Rafa to have such a forward position, and that's what's costing them quite a lot. But at the same time, look at the Soul Ultimate coming on through. This could just be attack coming on down from the back end, but Skargod, he barely survives it, and with that, that's going to be a 4 versus 4 situation coming on down through from their side. But LRR, he's not going to miss that shot. Spots out the gun barrel, takes down one, spots out another one from their bullet tracers. He's gonna be able to take down a serve. Beautiful headshots coming down from the Phoenix, and he's just running it back over and over and over again. And it's just gonna be Rafa going up against the entire world. There's not much that he can do. Power just takes him out with a well-placed quick scope. With that, that's gonna be 2-4 on the scorecards, and it felt as though the execution was just not decisive coming on down from the side of Force One. Don't you think so, Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, they actually got the rotations coming in. There was the rotation coming to Sova, and he actually just came back from the B side to the default position, just as you stated. But as they did get the initial pick towards the A bombs, and it was Rafa almost opened it up. Melody went down. But I think there was a bit of a delay in getting the bomb, and that just cost him the round in the end because Hella came there and he just rained down hell upon them, got 3 kills on his own, and his teammates were right there to help him, and Power finishes it off, and that was the round 8 for Simple, And I don't exactly know what exactly happened over there, but Force One definitely seemed a little flustered.
That Aldrod took how many shots? I think he shot like about 15 bullets and then Aldrod still didn't die. I kind of feel bad for him, but at the same time, Shimmy and his Hunter's Fury, you can't feel bad about that. Knight Rider comes in from the heavens like a majestic angel, slaps SEF straight in the face with a couple of his own bullets, and the flashes are just going in left, flashes are going in right. Jimmy's like, why am I so blind? Stop using those flashes. I want to go in for a proper plan. And with that, that was a very hectic fight at the very beginning, and it's still not stopping. KP is going to be able to take down Rafa. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's already going down to a 2 versus 2 situation. Make it a 2 versus 1 situation. Sorry, RBK, you're not even going to let me finish. RBK with his third as well. Sorry, second as well, taking down Melody. And with that, that's the 2-5 scoreline. And just as the round started, it's already over, seemingly.
Yeah, RVK is just, yeah, I don't, he's playing Battle Cypher right now. He's like, you know what, guys, Rafa and Knight Rider, you guys don't go in. I'm gonna go in for the initial peak. I'm the duelist. I'm gonna do it all. Just stay back and let me do the work. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. That man is good for getting initial peaks. That man is good for holding down bomb sites. That man is good in playing for post-plan positions as well. And I don't know if there's anything RVK can't do, because right now, Force One do have a comfortable lead. They do have 3 rounds up on Simple, but that was okay. That just, they just blew him away with the utility. That run it down was completely cancelled without Hellar being able to see even one player, and that is just so perfectly executed by Force One. But it looks like ASD is gonna get the first kill over here. Okay, KP1, he hears all of this. He's gonna get a lot of information over here. He's gonna call it out to his teammates. Oh my god, aggressive. This could be huge.
As he doesn't opt to go in for that push. Not going in for that push could be so deadly for them, because now they're giving up so much map control, and all the members of the side of Force One are making their way down towards that C-side. You do have to remember, every single member from the side of Simple are extremely low. The run attack has been from the side of Rafa, maybe getting the first initial kill, and when LR is going to be able to deny it almost immediately. The shots are going to be raining on it from the side of Scargod, but the shotgun springs some brain. It's just going to be ASDF being able to take down another one, but the shots are still connecting. All the members are going to be able to trade things out, but still an unsuccessful trade for the side of Force One, because now going on down to a 2 versus 3 situation. Or it's going to be their side. The plant has just not yet gone down. They're trying to hold down the fort. They're trying to play for those picks, and they're making a rotation call down towards that A side instead. So surely they're going to be able to do so. And with an advanced position coming on down from the side of KP down towards the side of C Long, they're going to be quite happy. They don't really have to worry about pretty much anything. The shots are going to be raining on in. Force One, they're going to be able to try and pull this one out. And actually, this could just work out in their favor. Rafa gets another beautiful one shot down onto ASDF. That's gonna be enough, but with only 1 second left on the clock, they can go in for that full plant. And KP, he's played that so beautifully, going on down from the side of C-Long and using his teammates' distraction to make that play happen for their side and deny the spike plant as soon as Rafa just got that first initial pickup. Beautifully done. But at the same time, it was so risky as well, because you didn't expect them to make a rotation down from the C side towards the side of B, especially when the clock is ticking down so much. Force One, they kind of dropped the ball by making such a risky call like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That one peak by KP was enough, and just as you stated, aggressive. It was really risky because I don't think he had any cover. That bait and switch play by Simple was really paramount for them to get this round. And look at this, another amazing kill coming in from Power with that operator. He gets one, he goes back. KP is trying to get a little bit more damage done over here towards the A bomb site, but it's gonna be Power who adds upon his kills. It's gonna be a double for him. And now Force One now forced to go towards the B bomb site. They are on the back lines. They are behind this tripwire, which is gonna be triggered by this, by the Sova's Aldrum, but it's gonna be they're just gonna shoot it down and move into this B bomb site. And Rafa's just gonna go right up ahead, although he is not getting a lot of information, but he gets the one kill irrespective of that. ASD is gonna trade out in the form of Knight Rider, and now it's gonna be just 2 of these players. We make that one. Rafa, the last man standing. We've seen him clutch these situations out, but is he gonna be able to do it now? I don't really think. Okay, he's got one though, and he's not gonna get another. He has nowhere to concentrate on properly. Left, right, he looks in every direction, but all he's gonna be staring at is his own death.
Not really a bad run coming on down from the side of Force One, primarily because of course this was an eco round. So at the very end of it all, yeah, you could have gotten a couple more kills, but at the same time, you can't ask for more than that. It was an operator down in the hands of Power. He got the first 2 initial kills. They wanted him in an execution down towards the side of B, but they were just not able to find it. No harm, no foul. Now moving on down forward to their Byron once again. And now you need to consider something from the side of Force One, that they're trying to go in for the same strat seemingly quite frequently, but at the same time, that really could work out in their favor as well. But this time around, it feels as though Knight Rider, he was expecting a push coming on down from the side of Power with that operator, and he's able to slap him down almost immediately. A beautiful shot coming down from him, but KPKP, what is this guy doing? He's just slowly but surely always making that push down towards the side of mid and getting an unsuspecting kill for himself, or feeding a lot of information down to his teammates.
Yeah, but this time he wasn't successful with that. He just got killed instead. He got one kill though. He did put his team on level, but it's going to be immediately traded out by RVK. And now it's going to be Force One. We're going to run towards that A bomb site. Shivi and Rafa leading the charge. They're going to get some sort of information here because there's only one player towards that A bomb site, and it is ASDF. He does have the recon for his use. He does have the Hunter's Fury as well. He could deny the plan, and if he gets RVK, he might as well get a kill because RVK is very low on health. Just one hit from that shock dart or from that Hunter's Fury could make this round for them and bring it down to level, and they could go in for a retake over here. Heller is on the other side, and looks like he's gonna go in. Yes, he gets RVK. He gets another ASDF doing all the work for his team over here. And now it's gonna be a huge and very doable retake for them. 3v2 situation. Rafa does have to run it back to his use. I don't think he's going to be able to use it though. They're found on the other side. Heller sparks one, and it's going to be ASDF who gets the kill rather. Rafa gets one in return. Now it's going to 1v2. Rafa again stuck in a position where he does not know where to look, and he gets taken down. And wow, ASDF. That guy is just blowing my mind right now, Aggressive.
Beautiful game plan coming on down from the side of Simple, and with that 100 Fury, they're able to just shut everyone down in a matter of seconds. And also good communication coming out from them, understanding that hey, there's an operator down near the side of the garage, going for that half defuse, wait for me to pick it up, make sure we snowball the economy properly to take a proper advantage against the side of Force One. And honestly speaking, the Sova potential from the side of ASDF is just so good. Every single time he pops 100 Fury, he doesn't get one kill, he gets two. No matter what happens, he's always able to deny the plan. He's always able to get those 2 kills and put his team in a better situation. This was an unwinnable round coming on now from the side of Simple, but ASDF, he was a difference maker, using all of his utility, his shock darts, the recon bolts, and of course the owl drone to set his team up for victory through his own ultimate usage. And with that, that's going to be a really good round coming down from them. And here at this point, Force One, they don't really have enough to go in for proper buys. I would have expected them to opt to go in for an eco at the bare least, because they need to fight for that final round of this half. Because if they lose out here, they don't have any money to fight for the very last round of this half, and that could also damage them in the following consecutive rounds of their next half. Because you do need to remember, it's on a 5-5 scoreline. And it doesn't really hurt to try and give this round away, fight for the 6-6, because at that point you're playing on a clean slate. But if you fight at that 7-5 scoreline, things could be very deadly for you, because considering that the competition is exactly the same, you're expecting a little bit of a difference. But he should not have stayed there for too long, my man.
Yeah, now it's just gonna be another man. This is an easy man advantage coming in the favor of Force One Esports over here. And now they're just gonna have to wait and see how Simple play this game out, because they don't have any sort of ultimate except for the Cosmic Divide, which is only probably going to be used in the retake situation. As Force One now, they know where they want to go. They're going towards the A-bomb side. All 5 of their players are lurking up over here, but ASDF is right here. The man who just stopped their push in the last round. Looks like Rafa's just going to spot him out. Yes, he gets spotted out, but he does not get the kill. ASDF is now caught in a position where he has 2 angles to defend, and he can't do much. He knows they're not there towards that side, but RVK is going to come and catch him towards the backside. And now it's going to be KP with the Cosmic Divide. Is it going to come in? I do think it's going to... Melody is going to be stopped back. Rafa throws in the hard hands, and now it's going to be Knight Rider who gets the first kill. KP just jumping down really ambitiously over there, looking for a kill, but did not work in his favor. And now a barrage of Force One Esports players are just going to go for the hunt, maybe. Rafa's just pushing on through. This man is not afraid. He's running behind them to get these kills. He does not want to save them. He does not want them to save any weapons, and that should be the round. If they get to save this operator, it's probably going to be really useful for them. But look at this. RVK, he's just lurking up over there to a C-long position. Melody's probably going to find him. Yes, he will. And they're now stuck. It's going to be Render. Is he going to be finding this kill? No! Melody's going to take him down, and that's going to be 2 weapons going down for Force One Esports rather than Simple. Yeah, I think they got a little bit greedy there, didn't they, Aggressive?
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a tiny little bit when it comes down to their buys this time around. But of course, this is the last round of this half, so no harm, no foul. At the same time, Knight Rider being forced onto a half shield. Oh wait, no, he can actually buy a full shield. Sorry, because of a buy coming down from his teammates. They're gonna be able to go in for the proper buys nonetheless, but at the same time, the push was not exactly necessary, but they wanted to deny the operator, so it's understandable. So moving on down to this round in particular, we can expect a lot of things to come on down from the side of Simple because they still have that operator in their arsenal. But Power, he needs to be a little bit more careful the way he plays with that operator. He's trying to be way too aggressive. He's trying to over-aggress on a lot of these angles, and that could work out, but at the same time, it could just cause him to die out as well. RBK had the timing in his arsenal, but couldn't get the proper headshot. Straight behind the wall was going to be going KPKP. So at that stage, RBK couldn't find the proper headshot to give them that 140 ding and send him down to an angle where he's not going to be peeking anyone for a pretty long time. Power holding down an aggressive angle for himself as well. Understands that, hey, I'm pretty sure RBK, he's holding it down aggressively, and he just makes the push happen. Power, again, a little bit too aggressive. He needs to give up space. He needs to respect the fact that RBK is holding down that angle. And that's what costed him that death. And with that first initial kill, it's just gonna be a full send rush going on down. Rafa takes out Melody and also Hell RR with a beautiful headshot to end it all off. That's gonna be 2 versus 5 on the map already. And RBK, he could just get another easy kill down on the KPKP. 1 versus 5 situation, and I don't think ASDF can easily take this round away.
No, I think this is done. Okay, Shivy's just going. Okay, he's just gonna find him with the ultimate at this point, but it's gonna be REK who gets it instead. A 3 kill for him. Sorry, a 3K for him, and now it's gonna be Force One who are on the front line, 7-5. They do have a 2-round comfortable lead now. They would have wanted more, but I think it was just Simple who were just trying to get. A few plays coming from Simple were really good in this first half, and they just capitalized on it as much as they could. And in the end, Force One, they are where they want to be. They are in the lead, but I'm pretty sure they would have wanted more. But nonetheless, the pistol round now coming in will prove to be really, really important for both these teams, as if Force One gets this pistol round, they're going to have a huge, huge advantage because they're going to have the bonus round playing until the bonus round. They're going to have 2 rounds at least easily in their favor if not Simple pull out something out of the back crazy. But if Simple win this round aggressive, they're going to pull it back to 7-7, I believe.
On this 5-7 scoreline, I'm really looking to see them try and bring something a little bit more different for their side. Force One, they're known to be much more of the control-based team. They like to play it slow. They like to play it systematically. But from what I've seen coming out now from the side of Simple, their strategies are pretty much exactly the same. So when their strats are quite similar, what do you do to try and throw the other team in a curveball? You change up your strategy. You love to be aggressive. You love to try and take a lot of the fights, force the issue on top of them, take map control away, and funnel them down into one singular corridor, maybe sending them down towards the side of A, where you know for a fact that Scargord and Shivy can just hold it down very easily, or you can try and send them down towards the side of C, where the anchor known as RBK is right there to shoot you in the head and take you down before you can even take a single breath at that stage. They need to try and be a little bit more creative, because considering what Simple are trying to do, and if their defensive side is anything that we can go on about, but here's Simple, they're also at a pretty big disadvantage, because after what happened in their defensive side, they're going to be happy, but at the same time a little bit demoralized, because now this pistol round doesn't really carry a lot of weight. And I always say this, whenever we are on a 7-5 scoreline, the pistol round, yes, it's very important to give you that first round advantage in your favor, but at the same time, it's not as important. You can use this pistol round to try and scope out your enemies. Even if you lose out here, you can still understand, hey, maybe this is the way that the side of Force One are playing their defense. This is exactly how we like to play our defense. So we should have a counter strat for this. But the real question is, will the counter strat actually work against the firepower that the side of Force One have in their favor? Or will it be just a mechanical difference that makes that difference here? Because both of these teams, they have that potency when it comes down to their strategic aspects. At this stage, I think that the mechanical difference would be the main primary thing separating them down for the attacking side and the defensive side.
Well said, Aggressive. And the one thing that I would like to ask you about this map now is, now that we've seen Force One play on the attack, and they have done pretty good of a job so far. And now that Simple is coming onto the attack, the one thing about this map is the same thing that I mentioned earlier, that at any given point, there's going to be one person on one bomb site because there's 3 bomb sites to defend. So I want to know, do you think that Simple might just, like you said, they have to switch it up What if they switch it up and go for an all aggressive, absolutely maniacish push every single round? Do you think it's going to work out for them against Force One?
If you consider a maniac push, it really does come down to the factor of utility. Maybe, let's say, if they had a Killjoy, I would say, yeah, probably they can make it work because the Killjoy has those lineups. She has that turret to enable that first initial peak without them just sending a body straight inside. But now, when they consider there's a Cypher in the arsenal, I'm really hoping that Melody, he tries to be a little bit more aggressive. RBK previously, you just saw what he does. He just takes aggressive map control down near from the side of mid. Sometimes he's pushing down from the angle of C. Sometimes he's pushing down from the angle of long. Getting those unsuspecting kills is just so crucial to try and enable this composition that they have on their sidelines. And that could work out in their favor, that could not. Because now that they know what Melody tries to do, he likes to play it a little bit more safe. He's not as aggressive on a Cypher, considering what RBK does. So maybe they're not even worried about a possible backstabber coming down to kill them. Force One, they can focus a lot of their attention down towards the sideline. But if Melody throws them through a curveball and does a completely different 180 from what he was down in his defensive side, that could be the advantage that they need to bring it back, because Force One as a team, they love to read into their opponents and understand what they like to do. And here, if Simple are able to completely bamboozle them and send Melody just rushing down, maybe down into the B side, getting like 2 kills, that could be a difference maker for their side. But at the same time, we need to wait and see what exactly happens, because it's a round swap coming on through. It's a 7-5 scoreline. No one really has that big of an advantage other than maybe that 2-point score lead. But in the long run, it doesn't help out as much unless you are able to keep that consistent lead down from your side, even if you win out on the pistol run and, of course, the anti-eco.
Absolutely. And now we're just gonna wait and see. There's a little bit of a technical issue, guys. Don't worry, we're gonna be back soon into the game. But Grace, the one thing that we're gonna do is talk about how exactly that these agent compositions matter in a map like Haven, because, like you said, Killjoy could have been a huge point around this whole map because of the lineups, and not just that, her ultimate as well, lockdown, hugely useful in post plan, in diffuse, in retakes, as well as site executions. So do you think that getting a Cypher might have just, held them back a little bit to go a little bit more aggressive?
Considering the strategies coming on down from the side of Force One, I don't think that the Cypher has changed pretty much anything. RVK on that Cypher, he likes to enable the playstyle that he always does. He likes to lurk, he likes to play by himself and support his team from the back end. So for the side of Force One, I will say that the strategy is completely fine. But what I've seen coming on down from the side of Simple, the Killjoy could have just given them much more urgency. They could have helped him a lot more to try and bring out the best that the team has to offer, which is just pure raw unfiltered aggression, because you can see what KP was doing. He was just rushing on down from the side of mid, and Power is like, okay, let's just go. I'm just going to immediately push down from the angle of garage and just shoot a person in the face. That could work out in their favor, but at the same time, it's not really doing a lot because they're not able to establish any form of aggressive map control down. So, but for now, I'm pretty much thinking that everything should be fine. They should be able to stabilize themselves, and I like the strategy, but maybe a couple of changes coming out here and there could be what they need to try and make that level of difference come on through for their side. But I think the technical difficulty is going to be lasting for just a little while longer, so we can just go into the VRB screen. And ladies and gentlemen, just stay on over. We'll be back with you real shortly with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1 in just a little bit. Just as we said, we'll be back in just a little bit. We cleared up everything in a matter of a second, and we're already in the game already. So let's see what exactly we can expect coming out from these teams.
What? Okay, but don't exactly know what happened, but it looks like the C side is available for Simple already, because, wait, look at this. Look at where Melody is sitting. He's waiting for these backstabs to come in, and he's going to hear all of this. He's going to translate it to his teammates. Oh my god, Melody. Okay, what are you doing? He gets one as well, and now it's going to be Force One, who don't know where to go, don't know where to look, and now it's going to be the round is almost over and done with, because Melody just played that to absolute perfection, holding down that line, and Force One was forced fight this fight towards the attacker spawn, and ASDF in power will clean it out for their team and putting up this pistol round for their own. 6-7 now, they have the advantage. Sorry. Excuse me, in terms of weaponry, aggressive, because they will have those specters going up now, won't they?
That was so questionable because just think of it like this. There was a rapid push down near from the side of mid. Hellar got the first initial kill. Then immediately Power is like, oh, I can just dash it into garage, get a kill down onto Rafa? You
Yeah,
just don't do that and just get away with something like that. But at the same time, RBK, he misses the first initial shot, and that could just be deadly for him at Power. He's just holding W. He's not giving up any form of space. Just look at this man. He just dashed it down from the side of B and went in towards the side of A, possibly getting another kill down, and they have full control of the A side.
Oh my god, KP, what are you doing? What are these guys doing? Why are they holding in attacker spawn? They're just, okay, this is literally god level stats. Oh, okay, he gets spotted out. Rafa takes him down, unfortunately. That one split second cost his demise over there. KP doing exactly what Melody did in the round before. And now it's going to be Force One Esports. We're trying to get something out of this round. The one kill is what they got so far, but I don't think they're going to get any more because Shivi, with his Prime Classic, I don't think he's gonna flush out anymore. Oh wait, he does though. He gets one, but ASDF is there to kill him off. And a 3k for him now. And Force One, yeah, they're back on level with Simple. 7-7 now. And this is going to be interesting to see because the first Byron coming in from Force One should put a test to this Simple roster because now they have the bonus round. They did not have that much of investment into that previous round because we can see there are vandals. There is one vandal, and oh my god, oh I love seeing this. There's a judge, aggressive. There's a judge.
Well, with that judge, pretty much anything can happen. You can take down an operator, you can take down a vandal, you can take down pretty much anything while being in medium range, mind you, not even in close range. The judge on close range is absolutely broken. But in medium range, it's more than broken. It's absolutely overpowered because how do you stop a judge at medium ranges when it's headshotting you and causing the aim punch to send your crosshair up to the stratosphere? That's how dangerous it is. But at the same time, Rafa, he could be the difference maker for their side. Getting that first initial pick off down onto ASDF. So that first initial pick is not going to go Power. You just don't do that. You heard him on the right side. You just left him alone. You wanted to go and clear out the side of CT. A little bit questionable, and it feels as though the ball has been dropped from the side of the attackers. A lot of the members are just dying in left. They're just dying in right. RPK comes in with one kill for himself as well. Takes down Hell Aura as well. Does get shot in the head, but still, he has that armor. He can survive. 70 HP and a full defuse going on through. That's going to be 7-8 on the scoreline, and that's going to be the first Byron coming on through for a win for the side of Force One, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, they have stabilized themselves, and they can bring it back for themselves. Keep this push going, and also win out on the following consecutive rounds if they're able to try and isolate Power as much as they possibly can. Because if Power constantly keeps on pushing like that by himself, it could spell doom for the side of Force One. Sorry, not Force One, for the side of Simple.
Absolutely. And now the first Byron coming in for both these teams. The first exchange of Vandals and Phantoms for both these teams are going to come in this round. And it is going to be interesting to see whether or not Simple are going to be able to make some use of these weapons that they have in their hands. And it's going to be, yes, KP, who's going to make the first contact, and he is going to get the first kill. That weapon utilized to its perfection. And Power again doing this A-link push. He's going to get spotted out by Shivi. He knows he's there. Oh, wait, I don't think he spotted him, did he? I don't think he spotted him. Power's made his way up to A heaven. He could catch Shivi off guard. Shivi cannot push that position anymore, and RVK is getting pushed back himself. He gets the ultimate down, the neural theft, but it's not going to be of any use because Power has pushed up. Okay, he just gets taken down immediately. And now it's going to be the B bomb side, which is open for the moment, but it looks like it's going to be Simple. We're going to moving towards the C bomb side for now, where RVK is sitting in this C killer corner waiting for them. The cage does not let him get any kill, and Melody's just going to make use of that, and he gets one instead, and KP adds another one to his tally of kills this round. It's going to be a 2v2 now. The running back available on Rafa, and he's going to use it. Yes, he did. He's going to push in. He has 3 HP, and he gets a kill nonetheless. Shivi gets the kill nonetheless. I'm sorry, I thought Rafa killed him. And now it's going to be KP stuck in a 1v2 situation A lot of work for him to do over here, pushing up because that bomb is right in the hands of Force One, but they've chosen to ignore it and go towards the garage window position. I don't think KPKP is gonna expect this unless he has some big brain play coming in, because I think Force One are gonna wait for him to plant this
10
bomb over here.
seconds left.
They're just gonna wait it out, and it's gonna blow up in his face, KPKP, because Chivi's crawling up, and he's gonna get taken down instead.
No.
KPKP, you need to kill off Rafa right now. Come on, are you gonna be no? Rafa gets a third, and that is gonna be the round for Force One. Oh my god, that was down to the wire aggressive.
That was too close for comfort, honestly speaking. I thought that GB could have just gotten an easy kill. He heard the footsteps. He was expecting the push to happen, but KPKP just sends a bullet in his face, and that's already done and dusted. But at the same time, I like Rafa's positioning, holding it down from the very bottom, because honestly speaking, whenever a player is holding down from the very bottom side and he expects a player to push down forward, you normally would expect them to peek if they were holding from the bottom side of garage. But the fact is, Rafa didn't peek there and he was still holding that angle, caught KPKP off guard, so he was not expecting him, to be on that left-hand side. Taking that easy win for their end, but still, that was such an expensive round coming on from the side of Force One, so they're gonna need to buy fully once again. And with now Knight Rider having an operator in his hand, this could be what they need to try and take themselves down towards that double-digit scoreline. But at the same time, Power, he has the Blaze Storm, can easily go in for a double updraft and maybe go in for a couple of kills for himself as well, down onto Knight Rider. But still, the first operator shot does miss on the Owl Drone and needs to get back away. Knight Rider, though, he's not gonna miss that shot. A beautiful flicks comes straight to the body of Power. Takes down one, but Chibi is actually gonna be able to get 2 tags at the bare minimum, taking down one of the members to only 20 HP. KPKP. He's not going to be happy about this whatsoever, because now he needs to play it a lot more safe, because his team needs him to use all of his Astro utility properly to give them that advantage, to keep themselves going in the following round, to try and maybe find something for their side. But at the same time, it's only Hail RR who has that Spectre in his arsenal to try and get that first initial gun for his team and to snowball the effect even further into a possible plan and also a post.
Absolutely. Now look at this, but the plan is gonna go down, but RVK might just stop it. He might know he's not gonna be able, but he does get the kill instead. RVK making this easier for his team. Triggers to both the cages on the seat that he set up earlier, and now it's gonna be just all and done for the side of Simple. LR gets one, he gets another. Is he gonna be able to clutch this out? No, he will not be able to. Shivy's gonna shut him down. A double peek coming in over there, and Force One. 2 weapons did go down. Heller gave them a little bit of a scare over there, but it's gonna be Force One in the end, taking it all up to double digits. 10-7 now in the favor of Force One, and they look like they might just run away with it aggressive.
Could work out in their favor, or it could not. Simple. I can understand what they're trying to do, but at the same time, they need to try and take a deep breath and bring themselves together, because it feels as though there's a massive disconnect when it comes down to the terms of communication between the players of Simple. They're trying to do what they're doing by themselves. No one was trying to watch each other's back. They're trying to play for the post plans, but no one is trying to play for the trades. They're all taking singular positions. They're not setting up crossfires whatsoever, and that's what's really hurting them. A lot of the rounds that they were losing out on was because there were no crossfire setups. One player was holding down from the side of C long, another player was holding down from deep inside of side. And the problem here with that, yes, those are very good post-plan positionings, but it doesn't really coincide in what your teammates are doing. Because, for example, if a person is holding down from the angle of platform, if he dies there, the person down here from the side of C long cannot go in for a trade, because there are a lot of different positions where the person in platform can easily die out from. And that's what's really hurting the side of Simple, because they're not really communicating with each other. They're not trying to set up positions properly with one another in mind. And hopefully now that they've taken this tactical timeout, they can all come together on the same page and then go in for the proper positioning. Because when it comes down to the execution in terms of map control, they're playing it very smartly. They understand what they need to do, but after they get the plan down or after they take side control, it feels as though they are just lost. They're going into the waiting hands of Force One every single time.
And now the run it back comes in, but it gets immediately shut down. Skargard has been spotted over here, and he's gonna get taken out. Yes, that judge doing work finally for Power, but it's only good for one. RVK is here to immediately traded off. That Cypher is so aggressive in the hands of RVK, but one is all he's also good for, and now it's gonna be KP who just classically puts him down with the classic. Knight Rider goes down, unfortunately, and now 2v2 trades going here and there. Shivy, although gets 2 in his hand, it's gonna be him on 30 HP, and Rafa is there to completely help him come back. And Melody, 9 bullets and 150 HP. Is this man good enough to make this 2v1 clutch? He might know that Shivy is low. He should be having that information to play with, but I'm not too sure what his approach to this round is going to be, because he's just looking around for information at this point. He's looking towards the B bomb site, and it looks like that's just might be where he's gonna walk back. He's gonna go towards the A bomb site rather. Vafa is there towards the heaven position of A, waiting for him, and this might just be the downfall of Melody, because if he gives up a sound cue, he does put a, he's gonna give a lot of sounds over here, and Rafa's gonna call it out to Shivy. He's checking every single corner to be sure, and Rafa's not gonna peek it out. He's just gonna wait. He's gonna wait for the plant to go down. Rafa peeks him out. The shock darts are coming in, and that's probably gonna kill. No, it's not. He's low. He peeks him, and he's gonna take him down. Rafa, the patience play coming in from him, and it absolutely worked out in his favor. Simple almost got that round done with, but RVK's heroics coming in for that immediate trade to help out his teammate was paramount for their success in this round. And Shivy to get those 2 kills, and Rafa shutting it down. Force One now playing like a proper unit, aren't they, Grayson?
Absolutely. Force One, they played that beautifully. But at the same time, you know for a fact that was a massive gamble. Just imagine a situation where Melody was pushing down towards that C side, and he spotted out Shivy and just shot a bullet into his chest. Shivy was dead. There was no way he could have survived that. So in a way that was a risk, but the risk is where it all lies. Sometimes you need to take those risks to give your side that win. And Force One, they took the risk beautifully. But at the same time, you need to consider something simple. They are not clearing out corners properly. The fact that the running back were just taken out like that, and Power making a push.
Power?
They have so much utility in their arsenal. This is not what should be happening. ASDF, he has an owl drone in his favor. He can clear out a lot of the sidelines. He can ask his teammates to make that difference for them, but he's not doing so, and that's what's gonna hurt them so much in the long run. Hell, RR, he wants to go in for a flashlight for himself as well, but Rafa's gonna be the one to take down Melody. The curveball's still in his hand. Hell, RR, he's trying to be too indecisive. That should not just work out in his favor, but Shivy's gonna be all good for another trade, but KP, he's gonna be able to make that difference for himself as well. That's gonna be a 2 versus 2 situation already. A very bad start, but a very good ending for the side of Force One, ladies and gentlemen, and they're gonna be able to survive. And Knight Rider, his position has not been spotted out. The owl drone is not gonna be there in his favor, but he pulls out those jet knives and knows exactly where all the members have to be at. And down from the long sidelines, it's gonna be one. It's gonna be another bad push, to say the very least. Knight Rider is gonna be able to survive, dodge out those shots, pick up a Phantom for himself, and the gun is pretty much in no man's land. Knight Rider, he can go in for an easy shot down onto ASTF. He was not expecting any of it. Takes down that Sova, and with that, that's gonna be 7-12 on the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly speaking, Universe, that round was too close, and it was down to the wire. I honestly thought that Knight Rider maybe would have gotten that kill, but still. You know for a fact that Jet Roulette, it's one of the most random things in the entire world.
Yeah, I mean that right click is as reliable as me getting probably bald hair. I mean I'm losing hair right now, but my doctor says I'm not. But at the same time, I'm losing hair more than any other person in my house, and that's just how random those knives are in Jet's hands. Because you can either get 400 damage done with those knives, or you will whiff because you will shoot those knives from Haven to Bind. And that's how random those knives are, even for me. But right now, it's gonna be the operator in play for both the sides. Knight Rider Power going in head-to-head, but it's gonna be Power who comes out on top. And now, it's gonna be Simple who do have the man advantage again, as they did in many rounds, but it did not work out for them in the end. Skargard trying to get a little bit aggressive, a little cheeky. He tries to get some initial peaks to get the level for his team in terms of man advantage. It's not gonna work out in his favor. Rafa goes with the run it down, and it's gonna be rendered useless. And now, Force One Esports have to wait. They're gonna have to wait for Simple to push in, because Simple are playing this slow. Look at them. They're still looming around that attacker spawn towards the mid area. They're not taking any peeks whatsoever. And Skargard is trying to get as much information as he can. I don't think he's spotted out. Melody over here in this corner. Ooh, that timing is really, really messing up everything over here. Skargard is tucked into this corner. if Melody does not expect this, it's gonna be a bit of a problem for him. No, he will not. Skarga playing this to perfection, puts down another star to cover himself up and run back to that site. But no, they're gonna push up B this time. Simple's gonna push up and they're gonna lose. No, they're not gonna lose actually, sorry. They're gonna, F1 is gonna lose a player. RDK gets one back and it's gonna be hella, there's gonna be a lot of kills happening. I don't know what's happening right now. The bomb has to go down right now or they're gonna lose this round triple and that's it.
GG.
It's over.
That was a pretty anticlimactic way to end off a match. Universe, that was quite questionable, but at the same time, the plays were quite nice as well, coming down from both of their sides. And to try and break down what happened in this previous round in particular was that the side of Simple, once again, very indecisive in what they were trying to do. All of them were just playing their own game. And that's what's kind of put them at such a massive loss. And considering what happened previously, the pistol round win and of course the anti-eco round win, they were able to stabilize themselves. They were able to take it down to a 7-7 scoreline. But after that, they didn't win a single round. They lost every single round coming up from that. And that was just such a massive disadvantage coming down from them. To lose out on 6 consecutive rounds like that, a little bit questionable. And you know exactly why that happened as well. Because they were just so indecisive. They were not able to stabilize themselves properly. They were not playing together as a team, and that's what really hurt them. But looking at the scorecard, honestly speaking, RBK, he was just having a field day. Just look at it. 25 and 14, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute beast on this Cypher, 330 ACS universe. And honestly speaking, you can't ask for anything better coming out from Ascent.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine somebody playing playing Cypher as aggressively as he did. You wouldn't expect them to come out even up to 15 maybe, but RVK is just, yeah, you know what, I'm built different. Yep. I am built different, and he just goes in for those peaks, he goes in for those trades. He is not afraid, that man, and he just does the work for his team. And in the end, it worked out for him because RVK was really, really important to their success, especially in those first few rounds when they were attacking as well. He got that one clutch round, 1v4 clutch he got in the bonus round that they played on towards the B bomb side initially. And that was, I think, the push of confidence that he needed to get up in this game and go all out. And that's exactly what he did. And now we're going to just have a look towards the match highlights, guys. We're just going to have a small recap as to what happened today to see how map 1 played out and whether or not it's going to be Simple. We're going to be able to make a comeback in map 2. But right now, this is where it all started. RVK with this amazing push up. He just did not care about anything, just going in for those kills back to back to back. And it was just a field day for him, like you said, aggressive.
Honestly speaking, I love the plays coming down from Force One in this map in particular. Their defensive side was just so clean. They knew what they wanted to do. They were able to set themselves up properly. They knew what sidelines they needed to hold. And of course, they played for the trades. And I wish the same could have been said for the side of Simple. It felt as though they were doing so well when it came down to a lot of their executions and a lot of their strategies. But at the very end of it all, once again, they didn't really understand what the root of their problems were. They were not playing together as a cohesive unit. It felt as though Power, he had a massive disconnect from his team. He was just making pushes that he should not be making. He was trying to overstay his welcome. He was not asking his Sova to try and enable him to do a lot of the plays that he was trying to do. When it came down to the mechanical prowess, both of these teams just felt equal in those terms. Every single time we saw those headshots coming down from the side of Power, Hell RR, or even ASDF, they were just shutting down a lot of the members of the side of Force One. They were not even expecting it, and they were like, oh my god, what kind of headshot did I just get hit by? That is all there, but it's just not happening when it comes down to the terms of team play and coordination. And hopefully they are gonna be able to bring in themselves back down towards the side of the second map, because you always do have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a best of 3. There are still a second chance to try and bring yourself back, take us down to the third map, and prove that you deserve to win this one out. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading on down into a short break as we set up everything for the teams and allow the side, both of the sides, to try and strategize what could happen in map number 2. Because you do have to remember, map number 2 is going to be a pick coming on down from the side of Simple. We're going to be heading into Ascent soon enough, and we'll be back with the real shortly with the Esports Club Season 1 for the Gauntlet. See you in just a little bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by Western Black and AMD Ryzen, as we are back with game number 2 of this intense matchup. Map number 1 left a lot to be desired from for the side of Simple, but map number 2 could be the difference maker that they need, because you do have to remember, this is the home ground of Simple. This is their map pick, and as we head on down over to the map video screen, Universe, I'm going to throw this question to you. What do you think we could be expecting when it comes down to the terms of composition? Because in my eyes, I'm pretty sure that like the composition is going to be the exact same. Ascent and Haven are picked up in this almost the exact same way.
Yeah, more or less it's going to probably be the same unless we see a Killjoy coming into play instead of the Cypher. Because we know how potent that Killjoy is in this map, because that Killjoy's ultimate is good enough to clear out the entire bomb site, whether it be B or A. And that itself should show how much of a potential use of Killjoy could be seen in this composition. I think that might be the one thing that might be changed, or maybe we might get to see a Raze get thrown into the equation. Rafa might just go on to the Raze. You never know. He might just want to play that showstopper and that grenade to get in the chip in a little bit extra damage. But the one thing I think we're going to be seeing stable going into this map is going to be the Sova, is going to be the Jet. And honestly, I would love to see me some of that Odin play coming in from the Sova towards the B-bomb side of Ascent.
Of Odin plays, he says. I really don't want to see it, but at the same time, it would be really interesting to say the very least, because there are a couple of instances where down towards that B side, there are so many wallbang angles, and also there are a lot of wallbang spots down near in Ascent as well. Recently, we have seen a lot of changes where pretty much you can take out Killjoy ultimate straight through the wall if you know exactly what kind of nook and cranny you're looking for. That could be the case down in this map in particular as well, or it could be another difference maker for the side of Simple, because now they need to be on their toes. They need to try and pull out all the stops to try and take this win against Force One, because you do have to remember their backs are against the wall. They already lost map number 1, and that's already a massive advantage when it comes under the terms of the confidence for the side of Force One. So they can go into this map, they're going to be really happy to say the very least of what they want to do. But at the same time, it feels that there will be a composition change coming on down from both of the sides. Everything is going to be the same, other than, of course, the Cypher being swapped in for the Killjoy, as you stated before. And it's going to be a Raze pickup for the side of Melody, and the Reina pickup for the side of Rafa. This could be a massive difference maker in my eyes, because you do need to remember something. It's going to be a flash versus a no flash. So the flash should always have that advantage if the cards are played right for the side of Force One.
Absolutely. Okay, Rafa, you get surprises with the Euro. I would love to see something crazy come out of this team over here. Force One, come on, give us a show. Get that Euro. Come on, Rafa, do the work, man. You can play it. You can play any agent you want.
Never do it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to risk it all that much today. But yes, the winner being locked in, and that is going to be, like you said, the flasher is going to be the difference maker over here probably. But you know what? I think it's going to be a Sova game today. I think it's going to be Shivi, and I think it's going to be Sova from Simple as well, who's going to drive the show today, because whoever's playing on the B bomb side, I want to see them go to the behind that wall and just have some fun. Because honestly, you know what? As much as competitive Valorant esports is, that little bit of fun is always appreciated. But talking about the same is just going to be really interesting to see how these two teams are going to come up with their counter strats, because this time there's a Reina in play. The flash is going to be very, very useful, because the minute that that eye goes out, that flashing eye goes out from Reina's hands in the hands of Rafa, it's going to be players who are going to be moving back because they have nothing to counter it with. There's no counter flash. There's no counter stat because either they have to fight straight head on and shoot that flash, which might just give them the force 1 second of time to catch a simple off guard and get that kill because they're shooting that flash, or it's just going to push them back further and further away. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Rafa utilizes his flashes and whether or not he's going to enable his team's Jet to do it, to do justice to dashing in and getting those kills as well.
With the first immediate push coming on down from their side, it feels as though things are gonna slow down. They're not going in for that fast rush just yet, but just as I say that, it feels as the power, he's just gonna hold his WP so hard that he's not gonna put it off. It's gonna be him RR getting the first initial kill down on the Scargod because Scargod, he was nowhere to run, he had nowhere to hide, but Knight Rider, he's gonna be the difference maker down from the side of Underhelp, being able to take down one, but he's now on his lonesome. He needs to get one more kill. If he does find one more, that could be the difference maker for the side of Force One, but it felt as though the aggression coming on down from the side of Simple just took the entirety of Force One off guard. They were just not ready for such an aggressive play to come out from them, but it feels as though Force One in such a massive back foot, and at this point it's just a farming game for the side of RBK. He wants to try and get this ultimate as fast as he possibly can, but at the same time, if he tries to jump out of the smoke, there's gonna be 3 people just waiting for him, trying to do the coffin dance right on his sidelines. Cue the coffin dance music in the background, because that's gonna be a round going on down for the side of Simple, ladies and gentlemen. And that's gonna be a 0-1 for their end. And now, going on down to the anti-eco, Force One can win this one out if and only if they try and force the issue down and catch the side of Simple off guard, because if they're not able to do so, things could be dark for their end.
Absolutely. Well said, aggressive right there. And it's going to be really, really important for Simple to not let early ground go ahead in this match, because they know what exactly they did wrong last map. I think they should know what they did wrong. And this time, I don't think they should go ahead with it, and they should not go with it so much aggression. But it looks like it's going to be Force One who are going to go with aggression. They were on the eco, and so they didn't care whether or not they're going to get this round, and they just went in for a little bit of aggressive, cheeky push to get some kills, but it's not going to work out in favor. And the B-bomb side now open for play, but it looks like Paris is hungry for kills. He goes in and gets traded off by his counter Jet, and now Knight Rider is going to be getting caught off guard over here. There's nothing he can do but die, and now Scargod, he wants to hang out in the attacker spawn. He's just gonna go and get himself killed. That's all he needs. Just want to get this round done and over with, so that they can go to that buy round as soon as possible and start putting up some rounds on the board now. Simple. This is your task now. Come on. You have to show us whether or not you can hold your ground, and this is your game to play, at least for these first few rounds, because you have the advantage. They have the weaponry. They are going into a bonus round, and if they win this aggressive, they will have some sort of a platform to work with.
Going on down to this round in particular, things could go their way, things could not, because you don't need to remember, very reminiscent of what happened down in map number 1, it could happen down in map number 2. It was the side of Force One losing out on their pistol run and of course their anti-eco, but they were immediately able to come on back down when it came to their buy round. But still, it feels as though the aggression is a little bit too much. No one is holding down from the angle of Garage. That's already over. Knight Rider is holding down an aggressive angle for himself as well. He used both of his updrafts to try and survive that initial angle, but these rushes coming on down from the side of from all the members of the side of their back, it's just a little bit too much. RBK, he doesn't clear out the left-hand side corner. Melody's going to be the one to take him on down already. Beautiful satchel coming on down from Melody. Using the accuracy of that Spectre at those run-and-gun ranges to be so perfect. He's going to be able to take down one, but Knight Rider, he's not going to be giving much away other than that. Tags down to 4 HP, and with ASCF just cleaning it all up, it feels as though these rounds are just starting and already it's over. Honestly, Simple, they were just like, hey, I'm just gonna hold the gas pedal and I'm not gonna let off it for just even a second. Power, his aggression coming on down through is being followed up beautifully by his teammates. The problems that were happening in the map of Haven, they were able to rein it back in after the long pause before their second match started. They're all on the same page and they're going in together as a perfect, cohesive unit.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure they know what they have to do now, because these 3 rounds have been really, really good for them. And look at this, the utility usage is also doing really good for them this round. Record has to be pushed back due to that gravitational pull, and now, just like that, the A-bomb set is open. But Rafa comes in, he misses a shot, he gets the dink onto him, but he misses the shot with Scargod! Okay, what are you doing? You can't just run away with a shot like that from the Sheriff, okay. And now in the 4v4, they do have the Killjoy ultimate locked on his elbow for Simple, and yes, down it goes. And now it's gonna be Force One who have to go back. Scarguard is just gonna look for that. He's just gonna look for that Swarm Grenade to eliminate it, and now they're gonna have to go back all the way back towards A short position. Catwalk, where they're gonna have to work their way up from back again. The drone spots, the bot spots it out. Knight Rider's gonna get one. KP trades out, and he misses the knife. The right click again, going wrong. KP gets the kill, and now in a 2v3 situation, RVK and Shivy have nothing to do but fall back and just wait either for their demise or save these sheriffs. Looks unlikely. Power might just find. Okay, he's just gonna jump up. Oh, what?
What?
Hello? You're playing Valorant. You're not playing Minecraft.
Precise gunplay at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Straight up with a vandal in his hand. He just comes down from the side of heaven and shoots a bullet into his face. And honestly speaking, Power, he shot only one bullet. Literally one bullet, and that's exactly what landed on RVK's face. I wish I could get a reaction cam down out of him. I'm pretty sure RVK is like, what just happened to me? That's not supposed to happen. Right, please fix. But at the same time, moving on down forward for that. Luck is a really big factor. Moving on down forward, it can happen. It can also happen. But let's just try and move forward from that. Because now it's going to be another round for the side of Force One. It's going to be their proper buy round with Knight Rider now being able to pick up an operator for himself. And with this operator, he should be able to make that little bit of a difference to try and stabilize themselves and stop these aggressive pushes that are coming on down from the side of Simple, because they're being so aggressive that they're not using a lot of their flashes to enter down into the side. And if Knight Rider is able to circumvent one of the flashes coming on down from the side of the Beatles, no, sorry, not even circumvent, sorry. There are no flashes. I'm trying to think of the last match as well. Knight Rider with his operator, he's gonna be able to shut down so much. If he does play the card properly, there's gonna be Scarlet with so much. Scarlet with a triple kill, a beautiful play coming down from him. Headshots for days, he says, and he's gonna be able to shut everyone down. KP, last member remaining, trying to make that little bit of a difference. But I'm pretty sure that he can't do much. The pull does go on too, but the triple peak is just way too strong. It's gonna be RVK to be the person to finish him off. And with that operator shutting down pretty much everything for the side of the attackers, that's what they need in their side to make that little bit of a difference. Because you need to remember, having a no flash composition puts you in such a susceptible position to operators.
I mean, that's exactly what Scarguard is known for. That is his trademark Scar Peak, what his fans call it. The way he just goes and gets these crazy headshots back to back to back before he gets killed off. He even takes down the race. And it's just insane how good this man is, because he's just perfectly playing that Astro. But look at this! He's just gonna jump in. He doesn't care about that smoke. He goes in, gets that kill, the judge, and immediately comes back as well. What is happening? Knight Rider is also pushed up towards mid. He has the support of his teammates. Look at this. Heller might just get caught off guard. Yes, he will. RVK is gonna take him down, and this is a really awkward position. Wow! Knight Rider! You can't just flick on somebody like that. Was an amazing quick scope. Rafa's there to help him, and he just cleans up the penultimate last two players. We've got Power left. He has a judge in his hand. The first kill that came from him is not going to be of any use. Power, you're going to have to look at your back, because there's somebody there, and you're just going to get taken down. RVK, okay, Force One. I don't know what you did there, but that was clearly out of the book, and that was amazing. The way Force One countered that push from Power. The minute Power got that kill on the Scarguard, they just decided, okay, you know what? We're just gonna push up mid and get some kills. And Knight Rider just does that insanely amazing quick scope, and he just makes it work for his team. Abrasive, what just happened?
Force Awakens pretty much at that point. They were damn aggressive. They were like, hey, you want to play it slow? We're not going to let you play it slow. You want to play it fast? I'll show you exactly how to play fast. Force One did exactly that. Held their W key so hard that they were just able to make that push happen. And they are punishing the side of Simple so much for not picking up that operator pickup. That Knight Rider, he's having a field day. One by one, he's getting all of these shots. And if he's able to hit like these type of nutty quick scopes every single time, that's the difference maker for there. And to make it their round in particular. But it feels as though the shock darts are going to be raiding on in. The shock dart is just so clean as well. Falls straight into the side of ASCF. He was not expecting that shimmy. His lineups are just so good, ladies and gentlemen. Beautifully done from him. Tags down ASCF down to 70 HP. Both two members are now extremely low. 2 more body shots, and they're pretty much down to the hands of a Vandal. But at the same time, Scargod will be able to get this kill down onto KP. He's not suspecting anything. And Scargod, he just gets an easy peek down onto 1, 2, and 4. Now going on down to a 4 versus 5 situation. Rafa, he's in such a beautiful spot, trying to get 1 kill. He's gonna be able to find it. RBK comes in as backup, a little bit of a shady spray, but at the same time, no harm, no foul. They're gonna be able to find out a lot of value. And HellRR, he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place. He needs to make a run for it, but he cannot get out just yet. ESDF trying to give as much backup as he possibly can, taking down those eyes, but I think that they forgot about HellRR. HellRR could just get an easy kill, maybe get himself back out of this sticky situation, but still down to this 2 versus 4 situation. He can't do much. He may just get 1 kill, but he can't get more than that. RBK gonna be his twin sister to take him on down. Out 3 and 4 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, and a beautiful round for the side of Force Swan.
Absolutely. That was, I mean, the last few rounds have been just, I don't know what exactly Force One are thinking, but they're thinking right, whatever they are thinking so far, because the counter pushes that they're getting up with in these last 2 to 3 rounds has been working for them perfectly. They know exactly where the cat's simple off guard now. They just read them like a book after getting a few rounds. They lost 3 rounds. They lost 4 rounds. And now for the last 3, they've read them perfectly. Although the economy is building up for Force One right now, it is not too bad for Simple either. They do have this buy right now, but I don't think if they lose this round, they're gonna have a buy coming in. Shivy just trying to get some information. He's gonna shock dart it, and he knows that there's nobody there, and they're just gonna rotate. Look at that, Rafa and Shivy just backing out immediately, going towards that mid position, and Power is just gonna hold up over here to the shot a catwalk position where he got the initial kill onto Knight Rider, and now they're just gonna slow it down a bit. They know Force One is trying to push up, and they know that they need to hold back a little bit at this point. Shivy getting a lot of information for his team over here. He knows exactly where the opponent is, and they're just playing this perfection as well. Force One, they're holding back as well, but Scargard has other plans. He's pushing up. He's caught up in a really, really good corner over here. He might just get 2 kills if he plays it perfectly. But ASDF is the only player who's here, and he's gonna spot him out. Yes, he is, and he's gonna wait for it, and he's gonna get taken down. ASDF's gun does not come out in his hand at the right time, and with that, it is gonna be a B push that has to come in. But the killjoy from both the teams have set in their lockdowns, and now it is just a game of waiting to see who gets in first into this bomb site, because both these teams are out of this bomb site. The defender's killjoy's ultimate goes down, attacker's goes down as well, and now it just seems like both of these ultimates canceled out each other, and nobody's going to this head. But the recon does a lot of work. Rafa gets one thanks to it, and now it's gonna be Power holding on this angle, gets another shot. Power doing the work for his team. He smokes off the angle as well. RBK is jumping down, and now it's gonna be a whole other gallery for some, because they have got the last 2 kills as well. Rafa and RBK, wow, just. I don't know what exactly happened there, but Force One, they countered that perfectly. Simple did have a little bit of contusions happening in the beginning. The exchange of the Killjoy ultimates was also really, really good, but in the end, Force One, just that one recon from Shivy did all the work for them.
Honestly speaking, the fact that that recon ball got so much value and pretty much resulted in about how many kills? 3 kills before the side entry even started. Just goes to show the potency of Chibi when it comes down to it. So he knows the exact timing. He understands that he can stop them out pretty much instantly. And the fact is that maybe they should have just waited for the recon to go on through, or someone needed to break it. They spent way too long trying to enter down into the side, and the communication gap was already there. The chaos of the moment causing them to lose out on that completely. But at the same time, the judge is now in the hands of Power once again, and if he's able to show the same level of prowess that he did with his operator on this judge, they should be easily able to take this round away if they are able to make that little bit of a difference. The dash goes on through, but he's not going to be able to find out much. Power does get the first initial kill down on the Scargod, so that's gonna be a little bit of a difference maker for their side, because you do need to remember that that is so crucial. Keep on your side. The Astra not being on the side of defense would just be a massive blow to their end. But at the same time, HellRR is going to get the first initial kill down onto RBK to bring the man advantage down in their favor once more. It's down to a 3 versus 4 situation. But just as I talk about the man advantage, Rafa is like, nah, what about a man advantage? There's no man advantage. There's only an MTP side, where the side of Simple have just completely taken over with the spike plan going on down, but the post plans are just not that clear just yet.
Yeah. Okay, that shark that would have almost connected if he was planning on to default over there, but it did not. And now Force One have to come on from the back lines. They have to get this retake up and going. But ASDF has a good position. He does have the recon to his use as well, as does he have 2 shock darts. He could play for the lineup over here if he wanted to, but it looks like he's just gonna go for the aim over here.
Oh my God,
Rafa! What are you doing? How did you even? I don't even know if he spotted him there, but it's gonna be his kill. And with that, it's gonna be 1v2, and it's just gonna go in the favor of Force One Esports, because I don't know what happened, but Force One, what a retake coming in from them. That peak by Rafa was just amazing, just crazy, down to perfection. Rafa, you know, look at his face. That man knows what he did. He's just so clean with his headshots, and it just worked out perfectly for Force One over there. ASD, I don't even know if he spotted. I just want to know if Rafa spotted him over here. Maybe he did, and he just shoots him down to the smoke. He doesn't care. And D gets on. He does go down, but Shivi's right there to trade him off. And KP can do nothing but go down to that operator. And now Force One Esports back in the lead, aggressive.
Honestly, that is absolutely incredible coming down from the side of Force One. The fact that they were able to take that round off the board just goes to show that they're gonna be able to punish down the side of Simple really harshly because of this no flash lineup. And once again, this is one of the weakest parts of having a Raze in the arsenal whenever you're playing down on the map Ascent, because not only are you playing Raze, you're relying much more on our utility to get a lot of value. If that grenade doesn't even get any form of damage, or that boom is not able to find a little bit of information, you are wasting a lot of your utility. You're not going to be able to come out on top in a lot of your engagements, and you need to solo peek down towards that mid-hand corner. That should not be happening. You should be sending Hell RR instead to try and find that first initial peak. Use that turret to clear off that A short angle, but nothing is really happening. There seems to be a massive disconnect when it comes down to strategic prowess for the side of Simple. Being it too slow. They're not really trying to establish map control with the correct characters. They're doing it instead with just pretty much anyone who can hold down a couple of these sidelines. The shots are going to be raining on in, and it's going to be Power being the first one to bite the bullet, coming on down through. A little bit of damage from the side of ASCA, but that's pretty much all that they can find. Rafa gets one more kill, and with that, it's already a 1 versus 4 situation. Nowhere to run and nowhere to hide. KP trying to make that difference for himself, but Scargot, he does have a bullet and then magnetizes straight to the face of KP. 6 and 4 on the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, Force One, they're at the advantage, and this pause very crucial for the side of Simple, because now they can take a deep breath and they can understand what exactly they're doing wrong, because honestly, Universe, it feels as though all of their members are just running around with like chickens with their heads cut off.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought they had the direction for them in the first few rounds, the first 4 rounds that they won. But I don't exactly know what happened the next 6, because they showed that aggression. I think it worked for them, aggressive. I think that aggression actually played in their favor. But as soon as Force One put their aggression onto the plate, it just absolutely canceled out what Simple had, and they just stopped pushing in aggressively, and it just blew up in their face, because Force One now have the complete control of the game. They're dictating the pace of this game. No matter how much Simple are trying to play surgically, how perfectly they're trying to execute their strategies, it's just not working, because I think they've just lost their charisma that they had in the first few rounds, because now they're not going for their aggressive pushes. They're not trying to get those initial peaks. They're not going in for that face-to-face fight within the just first 10 seconds of the round. And that just is not playing in their favor. And hence, Force One Esports are coming back on top.
In my eyes, this type of aggression really does work out in their favor, but at the same time, it could be their downfall, because if the side of Simple are able to understand what they're trying to do, if they're able to try and read into the movements that the side of Force One are trying to do, it's not really rocket science what they're doing. They're just taking advanced positions. They're just being as aggressive as they possibly can to bring it all back on their side. And with that first initial operator already being found out, they know for a fact that Knight Rider, he was playing it aggressively, but he gave up the space almost immediately. But at the same time, look at the position coming on down from the side of Melody and Power. They were able to be so aggressive, and they're holding on down from the angle of Market. They're gonna get pincered, everyone down from inside of the side. They don't know what hit them. Knight Rider, who could just get 1 kill, but that 1 kill is pretty much all that he's gonna be getting, but not for long, because everyone is just gonna flush him on down out. The outrun comes on through, and so does the nano swarm. There's nowhere to run and there's nowhere to hide. Chibi, he needs to try and get one kill. If he gets this one kill, that could be all that they need to try and make that level of difference for their side. Knight Rider, he does get the first initial peak, but from the sidelines power, he's going to be able to take down Chibi, and with that kill, he should be able to make that push happen. The shots are going to be raining on it, but RVK, he's going to be the defender, man. He's going to be the one to bring it back for his teammates. The shots are going to be raining on it. No scope does not hit, and the judge, he gets his second kill. RVK, he's still alive, he's still kicking, but power, he's not giving anything away. That judge makes that difference for the side of Simple, ladies and gentlemen. With so much map control in their favor, they're easily able to get down into the side, get 3 kills with that judge in that close proximity, take it down to a 2 versus 2 situation, and the spy has gone down. And now going on down to this postman situation, for the side of Simple. Force 1, they have their work cut out for them. But just as I said, a Scar Peak comes on through, gets the first initial kill down on the Melody, and Power, where are you looking at, my man? It feels as though there was a massive communication breakdown, but came down to the postman.
Yeah. What happened in the end? Power was playing so well. He got 3 kills on his own. He just pushed into that side. That angle made by the Cosmic Divide just caused so much of informational distraction over there, because there were footsteps heard back, there were footsteps heard front, towards the side, but there were RVK and Knight Rider were just caught in that position, because once that push of Simple came in, RVK did get an initial kill, but it looks like the judge reigned supreme in that situation, because in such close range, what else would you depend on? That judge did a lot of work for Power. And in the end, though, it was just Scar got too good with this peak, just as we know how good he is. And Power just, I think he expected Rafa to come on the other side, but he just, I don't think he would have done anything else at all, because he was a little bit too far from them anyway. That judge could have not probably done as much damage as he wanted to in the end. But nevertheless, it's just going to be another round that goes in the favor of Force 1 Esports. And now it is for Simple to salvage something at the last point of this half. The last round, something should be going into their favor. That's what they would hope for, at least. And now Power not playing on that judge. He's going to opt for the Phantom. And Shivy and RVK now are going to have to be pushing back. They're going to have to go all the way back to Defender spawn. And now they're going to have to be a little bit patient. They have to wait this out. The B-bomb set is open for play, and the plan will definitely go down. Heller is trying to delay this as much as, but Shivy, his lineups are just too good. ASDF goes down, and now it's a 4v5 retake. 5-4 Force 1. They're gonna have to move in, and they're gonna take their time with this too, actually, because they know that they have everything that they need to make this happen. And Force 1 trying to force the issue at this point. They're baiting out all the utility. Vafa pops the ultimate, but it's going to be Melody who gets the first peak. Vafa's just going to trade it out immediately. And Power now has his knives out, can make a difference. Both the Jets missing their knives, but it's going to be RVK who steals the show, because he just shuts it out individually all by himself. And it's going to be 8-4, ladies and gentlemen, going in the favor of Force 1 Esports.
That 5 versus 5 retake was just so clean, and you have to give it to Shitty, my man. That guy and his lineups have just gotten better over time. Initially, when Shitty picked up that Sova for the first time, it was very shaky, but now that he has mastered the Sova, he is just so good. And whenever you think of a really good Sova player, Shitty is always a person that can come in mind, primarily because of his lineups. He knows exactly when to hit it. He knows exactly the timing to hit those chokers, and then being able to confine that first initial takeoff down onto ASDF just opened everything up, because now without that Sova, you have no form of information to understand, hey, where are the pushes coming from? When are they coming? You cannot be ready for those plays. Yes, Melody was able to get one cheeky kill, but he immediately got traded on off. And at the very end, 2 members have already gone down, with only going on down to a 4 versus 3 situation where everyone was holding down from inside of sight. And I always talk about this whenever you're going in for a B-side execution, and if you want to try and play for a post plan there, it could be very dangerous for you to say the very least. But once again, it seems as though Power, even down on the second half, is trying to be way too aggressive down on his own defensive side. And this defensive sided hold could just be deadly for their end if they are way too aggressive. And if they lose the first initial member already, things could spell doom for their side if they are not careful. But at the same time, it feels as if they have slowed down, and so have the side of Force 1. They're not trying to be over-aggressive. They're playing it slow. They're playing it systematically. The shots are going to be raining on it. That's going to be Knight Rider going in for a fast execution. And Rafa, he just starts to pull it into the forehead of ASCF. But Power, he comes on down from the sidelines to get another shot for himself as well.
Melody's gonna get another trade going, and now it's gonna be a man advantage for Simple. The bomb hasn't gone down yet. I would have expected it to go down towards the A-bomb side, but the trades came in so fast that Force One has to back off. And now the mid position looks like it's gonna be Scar Guards unless Melody pulls out. Yes, he will. That frenzy just too good. He's gonna pull it out, but RVK gets another trade. KPK is gonna push it down to a 1v3, and now KPK is just gonna shut it down completely. This round going in the favor of Simple again for the second time in the second half in both these matches. And it is interesting because Force One could have gotten that side, couldn't they have aggressive A-bombs? They almost had it, didn't they?
Yeah, the factor is that all of them didn't push in together, and that's kind of what hurt them, because Power getting a free kill down onto Rafa as he was pushing him down from the smoke. That should not have really happened, because you need to consider Power, he's only at 14 HP. If a second person really did come on down from the side of A main, they could have easily gotten that kill, gotten that trade, easy spike line down, took out Melody as well, bring it on back for their side. But that small level of miscommunication happens always. So no foul to say the very least. So now going on down to this eco round, things could work out in their favor if they're all on the right terms. But at the same time, look at the HP numbers coming on down from the side of Force One. They're so low. And Power, he has a judge on his hand. In this gun, it's perfect when you're considering an anti-eco coming on down from your side.
Absolutely. I love me some Jet and some Judge. So this combination is really deadly. We all know how it works out. Power's been doing it for quite a while now, but it's going to be Force One. We're going to be coming and knocking on his back door because they're pushing up Catwalk. And I don't think Power is going to be able to hold it off unless Melody is going to do some work for his team over here along with KPKP. But KPKP is going to get showered in the face. But Power is right here. He gets two. He gets taken down by another Sheriff shot. But Melody's doing all the work over here, holding down the line, getting the bomb right in front of his face, drop down. And now Rafa, 1v3. Come on, show us what you got. Put out those Sheriff bullets into their bodies. It's not going to work out, unfortunately for him. Heller will take him down. A little bit of a scare for Simple. They got two weapons dropped down, but I don't think it's going to be much of a difference for them because now they have the bonus round coming in, and if they win this aggressive, they might just get back into this game.
That's exactly what they need on their side to bring it back for their end. But at the same time, just consider the potency coming on down from all the members of the side of Simple when it comes down to their defensive side. They're playing together as a team. They're playing for those trades. And if this is the type of playstyle that they're doing, they should be able to bring it back for themselves, go on down to that even Stevens, and look to close everything out. But at the same time, this is a bonus, and things could repeat themselves because every single time it was the side of Simple winning out on their pistol round. But when it came down to the side of attack, they were just, when it came down to their buy rounds, they were just not as strong. But it seems as though Power with his judge could be what they need to be the difference maker for their side. Getting the first initial kill down onto RVK as well, and not allowing him to farm up those ult orbs basically means that now they're going to be in a pretty rough spot. They cannot easily go in for a couple of the plays that they were usually wanting to go for. But ASDF holding down from the backhand corner, and Scar not completely treating out that side costed them that round almost entirely. Kill RR holding it down from the backhand, and again, not clearing out generators. Field in the Force One. They've fallen into the trap, and they are just dying out left, right, and center. But at the same time, Jimmy just getting a triple kill right out of the bat. And just as I was talking, this guy is on another level. Not only is his shock darts on point, his aim is absolutely dead.
Absolutely, and that was amazing. He just brought it down from 5v2 to a 2v2 now. He does even have the Hunter's Fury for his use, but I don't think he's going to be able to pop it under Heaven over there. Power is going to just peek out, jump up draft, and find something. But he's not going to get a kill. He does have the judge. He gets one. He gets two. Third kill for a round. And that's just how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You have the knives out, doesn't connect, no problem. You have a judge in your hands, and look at the smiles on their faces right now. Look at KP. He's just staring into the camera. And Hellar is just having a little bit of fun with his teammate, calling out, okay, you know what? We got saved by the judge. Do whatever you're doing, Power, because it looks like it's working out for your teams.
That's supremacy much? I always talk about this. You know that universe.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you saw it yesterday as well. The way Tempest were playing with that judge, I think Power's taking a little bit of inspiration from them, hasn't he?
He did his homework, and that's really helping him out because finally they were able to win out on their first initial Baron and try and stabilize themselves. But now, oh wait, Power actually, I thought he switched up the judge to maybe pick up a Vandal or Phantom. He's like, nah, I got a judge in my hands. What else do I need? I gotta make sure that Riot sees this gameplay and they're like, okay, I think this Jagan actually needs a little bit more of a tune-up. Even at that 1850 credits, I don't think it's gonna help out that much. A couple of changes here and there, but at the same time, it feels though Knight Rider, he knows exactly how to take it all away from their side. Good shots coming down from him, being able to take down one, and Rafa coming on down from the side and being able to take down another. And this could be what they need! RBK! He's making such a massive difference! He's gonna be able to take down KPKP. And that is so crucial! Scargot comes on down from the side of mid-market, taking down another one. And this could just be a thrifty run coming on down from their side. Hillara, beautiful crosshair placement down onto Rafa. Being able to take down one. The footsteps are gonna be raining on in. And once again, it feels as though both of the Killjoys never checked that left-hand side corner. They took a massive dent when it came down to their heads. They were just gonna go on down. Beautiful shots coming on down from the side of Scargot to take down Hell RR as well. And with that, that's gonna be another run on the board for the side of Force One, and a little bit anticlimactic, don't you think so, Lucas?
Yeah, I mean, we're back to where it was in the first map as well. Like Force One, they had a little bit of a drawback, then they got back on their feet. Then Simple came up with another bit of power play, and Force One right back onto where they were before. They got into the, and look at this.
Oh my god.
I don't think this man, he loves shotguns, clearly. And okay, that damage by Melody was not enough. But look at this. Power does get one kill with the shorty. Aggressive, he's done it.
I swear to God, this guy and his shotguns, you gotta love it all. And that's kind of the reason why the shotguns are there, to give you that little bit of a power play even when you have that massive weapons disadvantage. But at the same time, Knight Rider, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, and it feels as though ASDF, he got his revenge kill down from the silence as well. Power with a shotgun once again, he gets it second, and Shorty just getting too much value. His shotgun gameplay is so on point. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going on down to a 3 versus 2 situation. No more guns in the hands of Power just yet. He's just going to hold on to that Shorty. He wants to wait for all of the information from his teammates to try and make a play happen. But it's just not going to happen just yet. The shots are going to be raining on in, but Scarbound with a little bit of a whip. Not going to be able to find that one out, and it's going to be another 50 round for the side of Simple, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, they take it all away. That's going to be 9 and 8 on the scorecards. Questionable start to pretty much everything. A Hicka ult, a shorty kill, then a second shorty kill, and then a clutch coming out down from ASDF. Beautifully done from the side of Simple. And with that, they're going to be able to stabilize themselves once again, take us down to a 9 and 8.
What just happened? Both of these teams are just, they're so good with their Twifties. Force One just pulled out a Twifty, and now Simple pulls out a Twifty, and he's just going back and forth, and Power again with the judge aggressive. He got that one. Yes, he's gonna get the kill. Obviously, he's gonna get that kill. RBK does not know what to expect. He thought he would be trading back, but he immediately goes down. Okay, Dino gets one though, and he, oh, did Melody just kill him with the boombot? He killed Rafa with the boombot. Yes, he did. And now it's just a lot of weird kills going back and forth, but somehow it's in the favor of Simple because they have the man advantage. They have a lot of ground control to play with on this A-bomb site. Force One have been pushed back. They don't know what to do. Scargot is stuck in a position where he cannot go anywhere from. He spots one out, and Power's calling out to his team. He gets traded out by everything, but it's gonna Power. He jumps. Yeah, this guy's okay. Shivy shuts him down, thankfully. Thank you, Shivy, for shutting down that impossibly, amazingly powerful judge. And in a 1v3 now, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything but give up his life at this point because, yeah, Melody's just going to peek out, get his 3K, and back to level we go. Simple are doing the work here, and Power is just powering through with that judge, isn't he?
They pick up the judge again, that's what I really want to know. Oh wait, he didn't die out in the last one, so of course he's gonna still have a judge in his arsenal. Of course, who needs an operator if you have a judge? The judge is pretty much the same as an operator. Yep. You just need to play at medium ranges, you just don't need to play at long ranges instead. But at the same time, we really do need to talk about this. The judge apparently getting that much value, he is just like a living, breathing flash. He just dashes on in, he upgrades out to a corner, shoots a couple of times, maybe tags them out, and just keeps things going for there, and beautifully done from the side of Power to make that difference for his team with that judge. And riding on that judge's momentum is going to be the side of Simple, getting it down to an even Steven scoreline. And here is where they can make that level of difference happen for their side. Long range potency is now in the hands of Power, as he does have his jet knives in his arsenal. Probably thinking that, hey, maybe he's playing with an operator, maybe he's playing with these knives. And Power, he just goes on down, slaps a dagger into the face of Skargot, takes him on down out. And with that, that's going to be the man advantage lead that they needed. But at the same time, they need to be careful because Power, he still has those knives in his hand. And if he doesn't use those knives, he's going to use a judge instead to take everyone out.
Yeah, Rafa's just around the corner. He's going to be the first one to peek. Is he going to be able to flash? No, it's going to be Shivy. He's going to come in into these nets, but he's going to get the first peek. Shivy's just too good. No knives can stop him. No judge can stop him because Shivy is going to get everything done over here. Knight Rider right there to help him out. KP does get the trade into in the form of Rafa, but it's not going to make a difference because it's going to be Simple who has to come in for the retake now. The Hunter's Fury going out. He's going to get one. The bomb does not go down, and Shivy has to go ahead and plant it now. 2v2. Shivy does have the Hunter's Fury for his use. He does have the counter Hunter Fury to come in. But it's going to be REK who's going to be aggressive towards the A-shot position, gets punished for it, and now he puts Shivy in a really difficult position to be playing this alone, and he does go down. I don't think RVK knew what was going to be the consequence of him pushing up A-short because he just gets caught off guard over there. He does not know how to get that peek towards the garden position, and in the end, Simple come front and they triumph to get that 10th round on the board. Aggressive. That was a mistake, wasn't it?
RVK making that push down towards the side of A-short, as you just stated, a little bit questionable. Was not really required for him to make that push. If he made his way down towards the side of A-long, maybe that would have been a better play. He could have given proper backup to Shivy because the plan was still going on down. They didn't have the proper post plants in their favor. And if he broke the wall after the plan came on through, that would have just been better. But mistakes do happen, so no harm, no foul. But at the same time, when I look at the money, it's just not there. Power comes in with a sheriff and just takes down Knight Rider. He's feeling himself. After so much judge supremacy coming down from him, he's like, okay, let me show you my sheriff shots as well. Jumps on down, takes out Knight Rider, but at the same time, Skargot, he's trying to make a little bit of a difference himself for his team. But that Satchel, maybe could say something else. Scar, he's at very low levels of HP, and one Satchel could easily take him down.
Absolutely, and Eller is holding down this B bomb site, and just like you said, one bullet was all that was needed. And Rafa gets a trade instead, though. Immediate trade coming in. And ASDF has to hold down the fort here before they enter the bomb site because that's where Heller is going to be waiting for them. A little bit of a miss shot over there for the recon. Now he's going to get spotted out. They know exactly where it is, but Heller is going to peek out. He's going to leave the side and come up front. Shivy getting a beautiful sheriff shot. And now it's going to be Heller to hold the fort, but he's not going to be able to. Rafa's going to take him down. And now 2v1 Power. What are you going to show us, my friend? You have to face off two of the most experienced players, if not the most experienced players in this esports scene of Valorant in India. And now you are using a judge so far. You have a Vandal. Show us what you got. Moving in towards this lane, but he gets one. It's really doable for him here. He knows exactly where to find Shivy. He spots him out. He gets the kill. Power proving everyone that he's not just a judge player. He's not just a sheriff player. The man can run a Vandal, and oh my god, this guy can play Valorant.
Power has become one with his monitor. Just look at that man. He is literally staring deep into the soul of his monitor, and that's why his headshots are just that clean. Just look at this guy. Calm, collected, and ready. But at the same time, very questionable from the side of JV to opt to go in for such an aggressive peek when he knows for a fact that he could just still be holding down on that angle. There's still a lot of time. You should have just waited for that last couple of seconds, maybe that last 30 seconds or 15-second mark for the spike to make that sound cue, then opt to go in for that peek, go in for those fake shots, keep him guessing on what to do next. But at the same time, it feels as a Melody wants to pull up a showstopper play, but got immediately stopped by the gravity well coming on down from the side of Skargot. So still, they're gonna be able to hold on down strong. And Power, once again, he just gave away his gun and took a judge first.
And now he's gonna be a little okay. He's just that drone is gonna spot it out. He knows the information. Shivy knows that somebody's here, and it's gonna be Power and his teammate Raze, and they're immediately gonna change their thinking and go towards the B bomb site as we see all four players and the fifth one coming in from mid actually. Heller is holding down this B bomb site by himself. He does have help from CT position, but that's going to be rendered useless because of that Cosmic Divide coming in. RVK, first point of contact. He sees one. Shivy's trying to get something done in the backside. He does not spot anybody, does not get a tag on to Heller, and he's just going to wait over here until the push in. Heller's going to get one, gets tagged on the 30. I think he's only good for 1 year. And yes, that is all he's gonna get. Rafa's gonna take him down. And now Simple have to come in for this 3v3 retake situation. And it's gonna be interesting to see how they play it out because Power Aggressive still has that judge.
This judge could easily be good for 2 at the bare minimum because no one is pulling on down from the side of B long. So some positioning once again, not really favorable, not something that I really like because now the positions have already been revealed. Power knows exactly what to expect. Power knows exactly what he needs to do. Goes in for an aggressive dash. He needs to look out more behind him, but Jimmy's actually gonna be able to take him on down. But ASTF comes on down from the sideline using the potency of that judge distraction to his advantage, taking down all the members of the side of Force One. And I feel as though that judge has gotten into their heads. They're very scared and they don't want to peek any of these corners because if they do, a judge could be waiting for them on that other side. But at the same time, using that level of I don't know what to say. This feels like intimidation coming on down from the side of Simple, ladies and gentlemen, because at this stage, Force One, it feels as though they are lost and they're trying to take a lot of these fights not so confident.
Absolutely. And now it's gonna be match point for Simple Aggressive. It's gonna be really interesting to see if this goes all the way to the third map of Bind, where things are just gonna go upside down for Force One, because I don't think they would have wanted it to go so far to the third map, but it looks really likely because all Simple need is one simple round in their favor, and that's all that it's going to take for them to push it to that third map and hopefully win this series as well. For now, small little timeout coming in for these teams. They're just going to think about what's happening, and it is going to be Force One. We're going to have to do something, pull something out of that bag, because honestly, Aggressive, they're not finding an answer to Power's judge, are they?
This stage, to try and circumvent the judge, they need to try and maybe isolate him as much as possible. Try and spread themselves out more so they can understand how a lot of these fights are being taken. Play at those longer ranges, play at the advantages that you do have against that judge, but at the same time, it feels as though Force One constantly, whenever it comes down to their postman positioning, everyone is rushing down inside of the side. No one is trying to take advanced positions. No one is trying to maybe play down from the side of B main, go in for a possible flank down from the side of mid. Yes, the players are dying on out. Yes, you're able to get those trades, but if you immediately rush on down into the side together when you know for a fact that the side is clear, that's not an advantage that you have, especially when the retake is coming on through from all the members of the side of Simple. When they have that Sova on their side, when they have so much utility to work with, you just spread yourselves out, and not being able to find all of that really is hurting them down in the long run. And Force One, they could just drop the ball here because you have to remember, this is Simple's map. So this is a tall task for the side of Force One to do as well.
Absolutely.
And now, with the round going on through Power, to just get another easy kill, but RVK, he finally gets his revenge. Finally, the judges got down, ladies and gentlemen, and this could be a round for the side of Force One.
Yeah, definitely could be. Rafa's just trying to assert some dominance towards that catwalk position and into Garden, throwing out that flash, faking out a little bit, and see if they can get those rotations coming in. But it looks like they're not going to be going towards B. They're just going to go towards A long, all 4 of these players. And with this one, RVK holding down towards mid. Night Rider is going to spot out the first one. Yes, Melody's going to throw the satchel to hold them off. Rafa's just going to push him, but it's going to be Heller who's going to get the first kill. The trade finally comes in after so long. It's going to be Heller who holds it down. Another kill for him. He's down to 10 HP and he gets taken down. And the bomb will definitely go down. Simple now in a 2v3 clutch situation. They have to pull it back, but it's going to be Scar. He's going to stop them. But ASDF has other things to say about this. He gets 1 kill, and the Hunter's Fury is now available to him. And now he's not sure, but he gets both! What?
Beautiful.
ASDF! There's no way you just did that! We're going to Bind, ladies and gentlemen. Map 3 incoming in the cards. And ASDF, the hero for Team Simple. I have no idea what he just did, but he just pushed his team across the line. Wow.
This just goes to show when your Sova has not 900 IQ, not 901 IQ, but 902 IQ, that's exactly what happens. Look at this play. Look at the instant replay, ladies and gentlemen. Such a beautiful recon bolt, but because this one recon bolt clears out the entire site, just only it doesn't clear one angle of under heaven. And now, what do you do when those 2 angles are not cleared out? there has to be one singular spot where the arrow does not reach, which is near the switch. He understood that, and he was like, hey, let me just throw it out there. I have 3 charges. I can easily throw out one, check out those corners, and maybe, hey, if I get 1 kill, I'll still be fine. He doesn't find 1. He finds 2, takes them out, gets a beautiful clutch for his team, and ends off the second map for a win for the side of Simple. And that, ladies and gentlemen, just goes to show how dangerous they are and how good they can be. But at the same time, the Judge previously coming on down from the side of Power, 299 ACS, 8 first bloods. This Jet, he was having an absolute field day.
Absolutely aggressive. But the one thing that I would like to point out is the fact that people say that the bottom fragger does not have that much of, he does not do much, but ASDF got this run for them. ASDF did the work. He was the bottom fragger, but he got it out for his team. He did it for his team. And this goes to show what an impact every single player has in this game, be it bottom fragger, top fragger, or somewhere between the board. There is always that point of impact that you can have, and ASDF just showed us that he can do it. And like I said earlier, before the game started, that Sova is gonna have a huge role to play in this map, and we just saw that happen.
That is for sure. Let's head down over the match highlights to try and break down what exactly happened in this map in particular, because we have a lot to talk about, and the fact that Force One lost out on this map has a lot to do with Power just going on that Judge. Because honestly speaking, after something like that happens, it's kind of gonna get to your head. It's gonna tilt you to a point being like, hey, why is he using the Judge? And then at that stage, you're not gonna be on your A game. You're gonna be a lot more scared. You cannot bring in a lot of the plays that you normally do to try and bring it back for your side to bring in that win. And that's exactly what happened. Force One Esports not gonna be able to find that out whatsoever. And here, you can already say that Simple, they just played the big brain gameplay. They just pulled out a gun that is universally hated by almost everyone in Valorant. They were able to take in the win. You should try and abuse the weapons that you have in your arsenal. And Simple, they did exactly that.
Absolutely. I mean, universally hated, sure, if you're playing against it. Because I think Power loves that weapon. He's just a god at it. Because the way that he was showing that he can make the best use of that weapon shows to go that how much of a versatile player he is, because we saw him clutch out around with a Vandal as well. We saw his Sheriff shots as well, and he was blowing heads off left and right. And this man is a player to watch out for, ladies and gentlemen. You need to keep your eyes out for Power, because oh my god, this guy is just crazy with whatever weapon he has in his hand. And now Simple have forced the situation to go to a third map, and it is going to be really, really interesting, because Force One, like you said, aggressive, are going to have a little bit of a mental, play coming in over here, because they're going to be backed off a little bit. They know that he's playing the Judge, and he will continue to play this Judge in the next map as well, because it's working for him. And that just might pull Force One back a little bit, a step back, and it might just cause their demise in the third map as well.
Or it could be the case where Night Trader picks up the Judge, and then it's just a battle of the Judges.
Yeah,
it could just happen. It happened yesterday. It could happen today as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, it could happen. It definitely could happen. But right now, it is Simple who have to be feeling good about themselves. And it is going to be really, really important for them to win this next map if they want to start off this campaign with a win in their favor.
It could be just known as the Judge team, and we probably need to change our narrative entirely, because they're just simply taking a lot of these wins away. And if they're able to put in the same level of prowess that they did here down into map number 3, they have a possible chance of sending Force One packing and down into their next game. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that was just map number 2. We still have one more map to go. And if there's anything to be told after these 2 maps, both of these teams are very equally matched, and we are in for a long haul. Map number 3 can easily go down to an overtime, or it could just be a battle of the Judges going up against one another. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a short break and setting everything up for map number 3, and we'll be back with the real shortly with the TEC Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Back and AMD Ryzen. See you in just a little bit. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the third map of today of the TEC Gauntlet, Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. And after such a showing in map number 1 and a lot of judge supremacy in map number 2, we are back for more. Possibly more judges, possibly a lot more plays coming down from the side of power, or it could just be Knight Rider picking up another judge for himself and showing how to get things done. So let's head over to the map video screen to see where the last battleground for this set is going to be at. Because now, with so many of the maps already out of the way, it's going to be a bind pickup coming on down from the side of Force 1, ladies and gentlemen. And now, here's the map where I'm really looking to see the side of Force 1 bring it back to their side, because they are known to be such a potent team on the map of bind because of a lot of their strategic plays. But at the same time, you need to consider something. If Simple was able to play so well down on the map of Ascent, bind, it should be a cakewalk for them as well.
Absolutely. It should be a cakewalk unless Force One are just, they're done and dusted. They're like, okay, you know what? We're just going to have to clean this out soon. We're going to show Simple who we really are and why we're Force One. And that might just work out in the favor of Force One, because the whole point of Bind is its unexpectability, because you do not know how this map plays out. It is so frustrating for players sometimes, because if you have a momentum going, whether be it attacking or defending, that momentum carries you all the way through, or at least if not all the way through, it at least gives you a huge lead in the first half. At least you have seen a lot of scores over here. You've seen 8-4, you've seen 9-3, and a lot of teams who are taking a huge lead in this map of bind. But it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Simple can cope up with Force One, who might be having a little bit of a time, a little bit mentally aback, because they lost that Ascent map, unfortunately, in very unnecessary ways, for that matter. They did not get a few things going their way in that map of Ascent, but this time I'm pretty sure Force One are going to come with a lot of different strategies, because it is a map that both of them are probably not quite used to playing as such.
That's for sure. Sorry, I was looking down onto the other side of the screen because there was a couple of problems coming on down from the matches, so we were not able to go on in just yet onto the agent select screen. But now looking on down through, let's just consider what could happen moving on down forward. Because on the map of Bind, what can we expect coming on down as agent pickups? Here in this map, there's a lot more potency for all of the agents pretty much. We have seen Viper come on through, we have seen Sky, and of course the Rage, much more of the staple pick for this map, but also the Sage can go on down here as well. And so can the Euro. Pretty much everything is viable on the map of Bind if you want to play those different types of strategies. But at the same time, knowing these teams and considering the metas they like to follow, I'm pretty sure they will go for much more the textbook-based compositions, with the slight addition of that Viper in the hands of RBK if he wants to play that, because the Viper being that pseudo sentinel, allowing the controller to play much more of an open role, can give them that form of an advantage. Maybe thinking of that Astra and Viper setup, it's just so clean on this map in particular, because the Viper lineups are always there. The Viper wall creates a lot of openings for your team to play a lot of these sidelines, but at the same time, all of these teams could just be going in for the same pickups. For example, the Cypher or the Killjoy with the Astra, Raze, and of course the Jet coming on down through with the Sova on the sidelines, or maybe even a Sky if you want to have that extra little bit of flash utility to play out in your arsenal. Now, moving on down, Universe, what do you think we could be seeing from the side of Simple? Because Force One, they're much more of the meta-driven team, but Simple, it could just be that, that spicy kid around the block to bring something new down to the team.
I think they are bring something new down to the table in this map as well. I think Power's gonna stick with that judge, and he is just gonna blow people up in the face with that weapon. But talking about the same, like you said, the Viper and the Astra is a huge combination in this map. We could even see a Breach come out. We could see Sky come out, just like you said. I think Sky is more favored because of the more usage of her flash in a very, you could say, in a more versatile manner, because she can drag out her flash for as long as she can and then blow it up at the very last second and then flash up people. And not to forget that that flash also gives us information whether or not players are available in that corner, wherever it is. A Sky should be a very interesting pick, and I should probably see it coming out from either one of those teams. But if not, there's definitely going to be a flasher controller coming out, if not for a Sova, who's going to get information for this team.
Now, the real fight on this map in particular is, will a lot of the teams pick up their race? Because it feels as though when you look at the European meta and of course the North American meta, they've shifted away from that race a lot more and play much more towards the line of the Sky, using her utility to bring in a lot of the information, send in that jet, get advanced positions, use that Reyna in their arsenal to make that level of difference for their side. They don't really rely on that race as much, but at the same time, the race just allows you a much more ease of use in comparison to any other duelist when it comes down to their arsenal. But at the same time, we really need to see. We can speculate a lot coming on down onto the map of Bind, but we really do need to see what we can expect coming on down from both of these teams. But for now, I think that the technical difficulty is going to last for a little while longer, so we'll be going into a short break, and we'll be right back when we have set everything up with the Esports Club Gauntlet Season 1, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We fixed all the problems, and we are heading on back into the matchup as we go into the agent select screen. So you can already see a couple of the spicy picks are already here. It said this is gonna be a double initiator composition coming on down from the side of Force One, and possibly a Viper pickup. A little bit questionable if they do opt to go in for that Viper, but at the same time, really strong as well, because then the Viper can play both the controller role and also the Sentinel role for their side. But instead, Skargod not opting to go in for those spicy picks. He wants to go in for that Astra, set his teammates up properly for a lot of these plays. And as you can already see, for the side of Simple, they go in for the exact same composition that they did up on the map of Ascent, using that Raze, using that Astra for their side. So they have all the cards on the table, but at the same time, the difference maker for the side of Force One will be that breach coming on down from their side. And we know for a fact that Knight Rider and Shivi, they are so potent when it comes down to their breach jet combination. The flash and dash always present. They always get in your face. They always get a lot of value. And Universe, I can't wait to see what they bring down to the table, because when it comes down to team play and coordination, Knight Rider and Shibi, they are just two peas in a pod.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be really interesting to see, because this time it's gonna be RVK not playing the Sentinel role. There is no Sentinel available for Force One aggressive, and that just might bite them in the back this defensive round, unless they pull something crazy out of the bag. They do have two initiators available for them, but it's gonna be only interesting to see whether or not Simple can take advantage of this. But for the time being, Pistol Run is gonna go down. RVK is gonna just find some information. No, they're not gonna get detected, but Melody's gonna get some information instead. He gets a kill as well, just an advantage for him. Then KP to help him out there, and it's gonna be Force One already on the back line. And okay, RVK gets one beautiful tap, but gets tapped down himself. And now it's gonna be Shivi, who did teleport, but is just gonna go down to KP. And now Vafa I don't think he's gonna be able to pull out much over here. He gets spotted out by the Killjoy turret as well, and it is gonna be round done and dusted in the favor of Team Simple. And he's just gonna let out a little bit of utility. He could have saved that boomer for the next round because he probably knows he's not gonna be able to do much over here unless Rafa's trying to push in so aggressively to get these kills. He's not gonna find anything. A little bit of damage chipped down to Hellar, but that is all he's gonna get. And now Simple leading the charge in this third map of Bind. The pistol round going their way aggressive.
Beautiful plays coming on down from the side of Simple. But once again, this is kind of the curse of Force 1. Seemingly, they always lose out on the pistol round. Map number 1, map number 2, and also map number 3. Things start off in the wrong side, to say the very least. But at the same time, I kind of understand what they were trying to pull off. And it seems as though Simple, they are going to be going down towards that A side, and that's going to be a massive gamble from the side of Force 1. All the members are just holding on down from the side of B. The B side execution is going to be coming almost never.
Absolutely. It looks like the bomb side is open, and that's going to be immediately called up at Power. He knows this entire bomb side is for him to play with, and Simple rush into this bomb side, and now it's for Force 1 to get some peaks if they can. Rafa, the first man of contact, should be facing off ASDF here, but he has the Spectre advantage. Unless Rafa just, I don't know, knocks out something. He's just on the other side. Look at this. They're just standing two ends of the wall, and it's going to be Heller who's going to get the first contact over here, actually. He gets one, spots out the two others. He gets both of them. Heller spraying it down, and it's going to be Rafa who actually wins that duel towards the H-shot position. And now he's going to go out with the Spectre and gets caught off guard. Heller to close it out with a 4K in his hands. And Simple, they did pretty good in this round, didn't they? They did a pretty good read to go to that A-bomb site and getting it all for themselves.
1 kill on the bank, so really good to say the very least from the side of Simple. They were able to get everything done in a quick, successive fashion, and a 4K for the side of Hell RR as well. It is very crucial to feed as many ult points as possible to your Killjoy whenever you're playing on the map of Bind. This map is based upon ult point control. Whichever team controls the ult points better will always win out on it, because you need those abilities. Those ultimates are just so crucial to give you that small, tiny little bit of an edge to bring the game in your favor every single time. But this time around, Melody, he's going to be the one, he's going to be the challenger to go up against the side of Force 1 to try and take aggressive control down from these sidelines, but the shots are going to be raining on it, and the Spectre is just too good. Running and gunning with that Spectre, he's going to be able to tag down Knight Rider to only 29 HP. He's making a run for it, and he's probably really mad after what just happened right there.
Absolutely, but it looks like Rafa's gonna go ahead for an aggressive peek towards the B-long position this time. He does have the help of Shivi, but Shivi's gonna be busy getting that kill down there, but Rafa does not need his help because he gets one on himself, and he's gonna get another as well, and it's just pummeling down because F1 are just too good with these weapons, Phantoms, and Vandals across the board for them, and Melody, 1v5, Spectre in his hands. There is not much he can do. I'm pretty sure they know where he's coming from. They would have heard him. And Melody, yeah, my friend, this is all but done for you. And now Force 1 getting the first one on their board, on the board for themselves is gonna just lead to the first buy run coming out for both of these teams, as ScarGod or Nightmare, both of them, just look at this. Okay, it's gonna be ScarGod who's gonna take him down. And it is going to be Force 1 finally on the board now, and it's going to be quite a bit of a task now to see how the rest of this half plays out.
Very smart play coming on down from the side of Force 1, understanding that, hey, we lost shower control, it's already fine, but no one's pushing on down from the side of A, even though they lost out that level of shower control. So that basically means the B-side execution is on the cards, and Rafa understanding that literally just made that push happen down towards the right-hand side, and it was a little bit of a mistake. The communication was just not there. All the members made that push down from the side of Hookah, but the Hookah jump was already there, yes. But if you don't have proper B-long control, you should never jump out of Hookah, because as soon as you jump out, the players near from the side of C-long are just going to instantly take you down, because you cannot check C-long, you cannot check backup side as well at the same time. And that double pincer really worked against the side of Simple. Communication breakdown there really did cause them to lose out on that round in particular, but still, good plays coming on down from the side of Force 1. Using that level of confusion in their side, they were able to shut everyone down, take the round in their favor. But now, it's going to be the first proper buy round coming on down from the side of Simple, because you do need to remember that last round was actually just a bonus round, and this time around, Power, he has a judge in his hands, and he's looking to maybe fight something, but Knight Rider's like, nah, you did it on the last game. this is not happening again. I'm not going through that same nightmare twice.
Absolutely. That is going to be a point to tread for Force One because they're not going to let any of that judge play come into into this map for sure. They're going to try to take the long range fights as much as possible. They have a few angles to clear out for sure, but it's not going to be too hard for them as Force One. Okay, Knight Rider just gets caught off guard and he just dashes away. Melody gets a little bit of positional advantage now. It's going to be him moving into this bomb site. He does not get detected. But Skargar and Rafa are doing the work for their team right now. RVK is not going to expect him here. He doesn't. Okay, the 140 dink comes in, but he does not get the kill. Melody, that is so unfortunate. And now ASDF left in a 1v5. Gets one, gets two. Okay, should get the bomb. No, he's not going to get the bomb down. The time has gone past him. And now it is going to be Skargar to just take his head right off behind that corner. And it's going to be the score is going to be 2-2 now. Force One back in this game.
ACF, is your wrist okay after that? That was such a clean micro adjust. He's like, flick. And Jimmy probably just flew out of his chair being like, what? That should not have happened to me. He was looking out down towards the side of elbow. How did I get shot in the head? Beautifully done from the side of ASDF to take that kill, but still, not really a lot of time to get much done other than, getting himself an ult point and then dying out to get another ult point. So now he has the Thunder Spirit on his side to make that play happen for his team. Go in for an easy post plan or use it down for side execution to give them that first initial advantage to make the difference for their side. But the grenade coming down from the side of Melody does not connect. And now Hookah control cannot easily be established. Rafa, he has his own utility, trying to slow down the push for as long as they possibly can. Suns goes on through, and so are the smokes. With this being an eco round for the side of Simple, they're just waiting to see if Force One, maybe they will get a little bit too impatient. Maybe they're going to be aggressive so that they can have that little bit of an advantage for their side to bring down that first kill, get that gun for themselves, and keep the push going for their side. But it feels as though Force One, they're not giving anything away. They understand that one small mistake could cost them this entire round, considering how Simple are potent with both their rifles and, of course, their judges. This could be going on wrong if they're not careful.
Yeah, and just like that, Skargar is going to be getting the first kill over here in this round. After quite a bit of time, power goes down, and now they know that the A side is being flooded by the players of Simple, and Shivi's going to take a little bit of aggressive position towards Belong, and he spots out one, and he knows that they're going to have to be spread out across the map to get this retake coming in, and Knight Rider is just going to initiate that all the more better because he gets one kill onto the hookup position, but it's going to be ASDF who gets two Sheriff shots, down to 7 HP, but he's doing the work for his team over here. Man advantage, Simple, and are they going to be able to pull this out because now he has the Hunter Fury, and I think that's what he's going to go for. He's hidden into that A-short position. Heller, the only person on this bomb site, and it's gonna be Shivi who gets another trade. He's gonna move into the bomb site, and now it is gonna be ASDF to play for this. He's not gonna be able to pop out the Sheriff to get the kill, but he's gonna take out the Hunter Fury. He does not get the kill onto... Sorry, I lost my words. He does not get the kill onto Shivi, and it is going to be the round going slightly in the favor of Force One, just narrowly making their way through. And I thought ASD was gonna pull that out, Aggressive, but in the end, Force One they just were too good.
In a sense, yes, Force One won out on this round, but I will still say the winner of this round entirely has to be the side of Simple. Not only were they able to get 3 kills, they were able to get 2 ultimates, 2 drastically game-changing ultimates out of the hands of Force One. The Rolling Thunder was used, and so was the Showstopper. Universe, that is massive value considering an eco round. That is absolutely massive. You can't ask for anything better other than winning out a round. That is like the most optimum eco round that I've seen in my entire life, pretty much.
Yeah, that I will agree with Aggressive. That getting out 2 ultimates in an eco round is really, really impressive. But at the moment, Power is going to just take out 1 player on his own with that Phantom. And now RVK, the lone man over here towards the A-bomb side in this U-Haul position, is gonna get tagged down, but it's not gonna matter as he's gonna get one himself. KP is also gonna go down. RVK, he's just going rampage. He's just having a rampage over here. He's gonna get grounded by the other side of the field, but he gets enough time to move back towards this CT position. Melody pops out the Showstopper. He's gonna hold it down, wait for the peek from force him to come out, but it's not going to do any damage over here. Heller gets 2 instead, though. Another man in position for Simple, and it's just gonna be capitalizing on that. Heller gets the 3rd one, and now it is going to be Simple who answer back. Wow, I mean, RVK almost pulled that round back for his team. I thought he was gonna get the job done, but Heller just said no in his face, and he got it back in the favor of his team. Wow, what a round by Simple, wasn't it?
That was so beautiful coming on down from them. The execution was clean. They knew what angles they needed to check, and they were able to be decisive in the push they wanted to do. And at the same time, they just used the advantage in their favor, knowing that, hey, there are no 2 big ultimates anymore from the side of Force One. The ultimates that we were able to bait out from them in the round previously really just gave us this level of advantage coming on down through in our next buy round. With that, they're able to take it down to a 3-3. With this, for the side of Force One, their backs are against the wall, because if they lose out here, not only did they make a massive investment on that operator, they're not going to be able to buy in the following round if they lose out here. So a lot is riding on them trying to win this one out and win it out decisively, not just taking it down to a 1 versus X scenario and then being able to clutch this one out. So in the long run, will the side of Force One be able to do it? Or will it be the side of Simple taking it all away and then shutting them down in a matter of seconds?
Power is again in this position that he was in one of the earlier rounds, but this time he has a Phantom to his ears and Melody to support him as well. Melody can be used to bait out that Boomba to get a player to come out, but it's going to be Knight Rider on the other side of the map who gets the first peek, actually. Power is slowly creeping in. He should be expected over here, but it's going to be Power against the first kill. That beautiful flick of a headshot onto RVK just gets him a little bit of an advantage, but Jimmy's going to trade it immediately, and Knight Rider runs from the B side towards the A side and leaving the B side open for Simple to play with. Now, Simple, 2v3. The ultimates are available for both sides over here. The ultimate from Killjoy goes in, the lockdown is available, but it's gonna be Force One who's gonna be forcing the issue towards his B-long position. It's gonna be KP who's gonna be waiting this beautiful position, and he's gonna get one, he's gonna get the other. No, it's gonna be Knight Rider getting the 1 trade, and now Astro versus Jet. Knight Rider on to 6 HP. He has to make only 1 bullet connect, and he is gonna do that. It's gonna be KP clutching another round with 3K of his own, and Simple are just looking too good right now because of their positional play and their beautiful game sense coming in. I mean, honestly, Simple are giving Force One a lot of work to be done.
Are giving them a run for their money, and that's what you kind of expect, especially when you're playing such an alt-based composition from the side of Force One. You would expect them to try and use their ultimates a lot more sparingly, use them to try and give them a form of an advantage, and I'm just thinking on back to that one round, snowballing them forward so many consecutive rounds, and that's what you kind of want to know about the game of Valorant. It's so crucial to keep all of your abilities and use it down properly, otherwise it could be dangerous. And Universe, I think it's back.
Yes, it's back.
Oh,
Yes.
RVK's back!
Wait,
Oh, what? Oh my god! RVK, what are those 2 headshots straight through the air, taking down the side of Melody and just swatting him out of the air like a fly. Beautifully done from the side of RVK. He could just be the difference maker for his team if Shibby and of course Rafa are able to make that difference. One with the Phantom and one with that Sheriff. Should be able to find out pretty much everything. The plan is going to be going on down, and with this, Rafa is trying to make that first initial play happen, but the Cosmic Divide, it's not going to last for long. He's going to be found on out. He doesn't know where to look at. ASDF, he's holding such a beautiful angle. One noise being made by Rafa. It's going to be all but over. He doesn't clear on the angle of short completely, and it's now just Shivy left on down to this 1 versus 3 situation. Almost impossible. ASDF, 1 bullet. That's all that he needs to shut down Shivy, and with that, 3 and 5 on the scorecards, and once again, RVK, he nearly pulled off the impossible by doing something absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I mean, those two, look at this shot. Holy god damn. I mean, how do you do something like that and get away with it? KP did get the trade off, but wow, RVK is just, he's insane, man. He's insane. But right now, that insane gameplay is not working out in their favor because Simple have taken a lead aggressive. And to be honest, they're making Force One stand on their toes because I don't think they know exactly how to counter this. But speaking about counter, Knight Rider does prove me wrong for the first part of this round. He gets 1 kill, and Simple has to play a little bit defensively now, but it doesn't look like the case. They are throwing out utility. Rafa is in a prime position to get at least 1 kill over here. He probably doesn't know that KPKP has managed to fall into that corner, but he does have his teammates to help him out right here. And Knight Rider with the operator is gonna peek out soon, but it's gonna be Rafa who gets the first kill actually towards the shower position. And now Knight Rider, I don't think he knows that Hellraiser. Yeah, he's not, but Heller is gonna get the better of him. Heller gets one, KPKP gets another, ASDF to chime in as well. And now it is going to be the bomb that is going down for Simple. I don't know how they're doing it, Aggressive, but things are working out for Simple back and forth. No matter what Knight Rider does, the initial peaks that he gets, just Simple pounding out those rounds in their favor. And now the retake has to come in.
Very hard retake indeed. RPK tries to go in for those shots, but he's not going to be able to find not much. Instead, it's going to be Hell RR coming in with the first initial pickup down onto RPK. Uses that turret, gets a lot of information, but in the back, a couple of big shots coming on down from ASCF. Not going to be able to find that first initial headshot. Wants to go in for a couple of flash plays.
What?
But what is happening? What kind of fight games are Hell RR playing? TKS ASCF enough time to come in front and come in for that backup, ladies and gentlemen. But the flash play in that moment should be a little bit questionable. You just need to opt to go in for that swing. You need to hope that you get that kill. Get it down to a half defuse, possibly kill out ASDF, because at that stage you just need to be like, hey, I need to go for this. I have nothing to lose. Just go in for a run on it and use my mechanical prowess to take that win. But these small misplays are causing them so much. Simple. They're now 3 rounds up from being on a massive 1 round deficit previously. With that, they have so many advantages going in favor of them. They have the momentum in their side, and also they have a judge in the hands of power to be the biggest advantage that they could possibly have.
Absolutely, Rafa pushing the situation over here. He's gonna pop it out,
Beautiful.
but he dodges it. What a dodge by Melody. He even escaped. How did he just get away with that? LR just gets Knight Rider instead, though. I don't know what happened there, but Rafa must completely be bedazzled by what just happened. He does finally get the kill onto Melody and Heller as well. Rafa, my man, what is happening? What are you doing? You're whiffing a few shots and then you're connecting them as if you're playing the best game of your life. And Scarguard is doing the same as well. He absolutely gets that Scar peak underway. ASDF goes down and now Simple in a 4v2. And KPKP is just gonna get pushed off. He's gonna get naded as well. And I think that should be it for KPKP. Unless he can pull something out of that bag. No, Rafa's gonna shut him down. At 3v1. 4v1, sorry, there's nothing Power can do. The bomb did go down, but it's gonna be Force One Esports who get this 4th round on the board. 6-4 now, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty sure Force One must be getting a little bit more serious about this game because they can see Simple are not backing down.
Honestly speaking, this round was just so crucial for the side of Force One. Not only were they able to win out on this round, they were able to win out on a Thrifty, and when you win out on a Thrifty, that's a massive confidence boost for your team. After losing out on so many consecutive rounds and then being able to win out here, they're able to stabilize themselves and keep their dreams alive to take it down to a 6-6 scoreline, because that's the most optimum scoreline. If you're not able to take it down there, at least take it down to a 7-5, because if you're able to do that, you have the best possible chance to win out on your own attacking side. Because you need to consider something, that breach is just gonna get even more deadly when it comes down to the attacking side, but Knight Rider not able to find a lot of value out of that operator, and that's gotta hurt. The first initial peak is just not gonna be going on down there, but both of the Jets are now at very low levels of HP power. It's not gonna be in a good spot to make that level of difference happen for his side. Rafa does get spotted out by the owl. The Melody does get spotted out by the owl drone, and a beautiful 100 speed could just be working out in his favor at the same time. RPK trying to predict this one out. Not gonna be able to find it, but does a lot of damage. Both of the duelists are now at very low levels of HP. Not many places that they can run to, because with only 55 seconds left on the clock, they need to go in for an execution, and they have no time to hesitate at this stage.
Ooh, that's not gonna be good. That's not pretty. Rafa just gets him out with that boom bot, and now it's gonna be the Hunter's Fury from the other side as ASDF is gonna pop it out, but it's not gonna do much. But it does help Melody get a few kills because they're tagged down by that Hunter's Fury. And now, again, a round that was supposed to go for Force One Esports is going in the favor of Simple. The bomb goes down. They do have the Cosmic Divide and Knight Riders operator doing the work as well over here. It might just go back into the hands of Force One Esports. The retake has to come in. Scarguard in the flank. He's just tucked into this corner. He did not see KP cross, and now it's going to be KP getting one. Scarguard still not moving. He's going to wait for the plant to go down, and he gets it. And that is the round for Force One, ladies and gentlemen. The bomb is definitely not going to go down in this time. And now Scarguard just has to do nothing but hide. Flash coming in, and it's going to be Scarguard peeking out, getting that kill, and putting on the 5th round for his team on the board.
Beautifully done from the side of Force One, and finally they have the momentum back. And just as I said, them winning out on a thrifty basically means the confidence is going to be back once again. They're going to be opting to go in for those swings, and they are taking these fights hard and winning them out every single time. And I like this coming on down from the side of Force One as well. They understand all their positioning. They're playing it very safe. They're playing it very smart, waiting for as many advantages as they possibly can before they opt to go in for any forms of executions. And with this, moving on down to the last round of this half, they're in a very good spot. The most optimum way to end this one off is on a 6-6, and the best thing for the side of Simple is to take it down to 7-5 to have a proper lead moving on down onto the next half. At the same time, Shady getting caught out by the Astral Well could just spell doom, but he's gonna be able to survive. No one opting to go in for that swing just yet off of that Gravity Well, but still, moving it down, takes a slow down for both of their sides. Simple, they're playing it slow, and so on the side of Force One. Rotating down a couple of the members down towards his B side, they want to go in for a 3-man hold with Knight Rider on this operator. And if Knight Rider is able to get that first initial peek down onto power, or maybe get a kill before the lockdown fully goes on through, that could just be what they need to make that little bit of a difference for their side. Shady opting to go in for that swing, does get the first initial pick off. Knight Rider gets another Rafa, finds out another shot for himself as well. The shots are going to be going on in. Power comes in from the back end to go in for another play with that judge. The ultimate gets popped out from the side of Melody, but RVK, he had Power's phone number, calls them up and takes them back home. Melody, he has nowhere to run, but RVK, he was just not expecting it. Scargot comes in for the flag once again, takes down another one. With that, ladies and gentlemen, 6-6 on the scorecard for the side of Force One as we go into the next half of this map. Really intense at the very start. A couple of misplays from the side of Force One, but still, they were able to bring it back, take us down to the even Stevens, and start off the second half with a clean slate for both the side of Force One and also for Sim.
Absolutely. That is exactly, I think, what Force One would have wanted. They gave away a few rounds unnecessarily. 6 rounds to Simple. I don't think they would have wanted that to happen, but Simple was just too good by while they were winning those 6 rounds. And now Force One have brought up the issue to 6-6. And it's only going to be interesting to see whether or not the success that Simple had in those 6 rounds that they won towards the attacking side can be translated into success towards this defending side as well. Because Simple now have a breach to defend against. That is not going to be easy, is it, Aggressive? It's going to be really difficult for these players to come ahead and get some kills. But look at this. Power's going to push in. He's going to get 1 kill, and he dashes back immediately. And that is so easily being done by him. I don't understand how he's doing this, but it's going to be Rafa and his teammates pushing up towards the B-bomb side now. Heller, the only man holding here, he's going to get pushed off and naded off, and he knows exactly where the players are. They're going to push up, but KP gets back on the 21 HP. He has the help of Heller with him, but it's going to be the bomb side in the favor of Force One. Not sure what's exactly happening for Simple over here, but they do have the man advantage currently, but 2 players are tagged down very low, and it's gonna be a headshot coming in, but Rafa, it doesn't matter. He's gonna take the head off of ASDF instead. KP is trying to force the issue, but he's not gonna be able to do much. RVK kills off Melody, and now it's gonna be Heller who's gonna try to fight a kill, but it's not gonna happen because Force One have forced this round out of Simple's hands and into their own. And now it's gonna be all for Force One to play in the next few rounds because they are gonna have the weaponry advantage. What a round! Although they had the man disadvantage, Force One just pulled this out right out the bag.
This was so beautiful from the side of Force One as well. They were all playing together as a cohesive unit. They were not giving anything away. And you can already see all of the members, they were triple peeking pretty much everyone. Not a single person went in for a 1v1 fight. They were in positions to go in for those 3v1s every single time. And that's what you'd expect coming out from such a top tier team. But Power at the same time, look, he has a shorty in his hand. He's not going to be able to take down Knight Rider though. So at the very end of it all, I think the shotgun supremacy has been toned down just a tiny little bit because now Force One, they're ready for it. and they are gunning for this win. They are gonna send the pain straight to the sides of hell, ladies and gentlemen. One by one, the shots are gonna be raining on it, and it's gonna be the side of Force One on the receiving end of a lot of. No, they're gonna be the ones to dish out a lot of hurt.
Spike planted.
With this, Melody, yeah, with just a shorty and a sand and holding on down from the angle of shower, I don't think he's gonna get a lot of value out of it.
Yeah, I mean, this should be it because look at this. The Force One players are gonna come and hunt for him. They're looking at every single corner and they're trying to clear out because they don't want him to have anything, not even that $200 shorty. And he's just gonna push out and die. Yeah, I think that was the best thing to do over there. He just wanted to get this round done with, and so that he could just get the money that he wanted and move ahead to the next round because there was no point in saving that. And with that, it is gonna be Force One finally in lead in this second half. They have taken 2 points of lead, 8-6 now. And the first buy run coming in for Simple. It's going to be interesting to see whether the Spectres and that one Stinger is going to be able to face off of these Phantoms and Vandals. And not to forget that Judge now in the hands of KPKP.
Real question in my eyes is that why are there no form of alt point control coming out from either of these teams? They're trying to go in for the win, yes, but considering the potency of the ultimates from the side of Force One, I would have expected them to put those ultimates in the hands of Shivy a lot more, maybe in the hands of Rafa, because you want to have those showstoppers and those ultimates available as much as you possibly can. But instead, it's going to be a one trade going out for one. It's going to be Rafa getting that first initial trade down onto Melody, taking one out, and with that, no more utility to work with. Power getting spotted out down onto the back end of side. The shots are going to be raining on it, but Power, he doesn't know what's up! He just goes in front and kills off Scargo. No one is holding down his back, and that's gonna hurt. But at the same time, that's gonna be a trade coming on down to ASDF. Was trying to be super aggressive down from his sidelines as well, but Power slowly but surely making a streak way down towards the angle of Fuka to maybe get that first initial pickup. But I like this plan coming on down from the side of Force One instead. They want to take it slow. They want to take it systematically. So hold down RBK from the angle of B long while they make their way down towards the side of A, possibly looking to go inside of the teleporter or possibly inside of the angle of Hookah to try and maybe make a push down towards that B side, but the fakes are not going to be sold. Power, he's still holding on down from the angle of Fuka itself, so he should easily be able to get that first initial shot. But will he be able to find it is a real question. Chibi's not going to be taking that corner fully. He's going to be going in for a jiggle! The shot just does not connect. Chibi with the white swing catches Power with his pants down, takes him on out as well. And already, Universe 3 versus 2 situation on the map with the plan going on down. This one could be a tall order for the side of Simple. Oh, never
Slowly,
mind.
but okay, KP, as just as we speak about now, gonna be a tall order. He's gonna take that one, bring it down to a 2v2, and we do have Shivi down to almost less than half HP, and this could be doable because they have the side control. And KP gets another one, and he's gonna get flashed off, but he's not gonna be taken down yet. Shivi gets one in return, and he's just gonna move all the way back. He's just gonna wait this out. He's not gonna do anything. He just needs to peek it out and wait for KPKP to come to him because he needs to waste as much time as possible. And KPKP is just gonna stick it. He does have the bomb defuse, and now he just has to move ahead and do it again. Unless Shivi has something to say about it, yes he will, and he's gonna shut it down, and he just dies with the bomb as well, but that doesn't matter because Shivi has pulled out this round for his team.
That was such a crucial round win as well coming on down from them because you need to remember this was a clean slate round and this was the first buy round coming on down from the side of Simple, and them losing out on this just dictates the pace of a lot of the following matchups. And with this time on coming through, I expect Simple to try and take a deep breath and try and stabilize themselves because they have lost out on a lot of consecutive rounds. It was a 3-6 initially, ladies and gentlemen, and now we have lost 6 rounds in a row towards the side of Force One. So this is very reminiscent of what happened in map number 1, and it feels as though no matter what kind of strategies they are trying to pull from the side of Simple, it's just not working. Force One and their attacking strategy with the breach, it's just catching them off guard constantly. So much utility being thrown in their face. They're just not ready to try and deal with it. And I understand that completely. And this just goes to show that a lot more of the utility usages coming on down from the side of Simple need to be much more dynamic. They need to be proactive in the way they take a lot of their fights. They need to use those Astro Stars to give them that level of space to bring it back for their side, because it feels so simple. They're playing too much of textbook Valorant, and this is not really, working out in their favor. They need to try something different to bring it back for their side. Otherwise, it could be all but over for them. Because as soon as the double digits come on through for the side of Force One, we know what they can do. They are a driving force, and they're gonna take you by storm if you're not careful.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be really interesting because now it is going to be Force One who are going to have to show their hand. They're going to have to play the cards to their favor over here because Power has picked up that orb. Just as you said, that ultimate play is coming to favor for Simple. Finally, they're going to take control of that ultimate orb. And now he has the knives for his favor. And Rafa's going to clear out this angle along with Shivi, along with the drone coming in from RVK. And it is going to be Force One who have to play the game over here because Skargod is gonna do the same and he's gonna take out Power, and now they're gonna push into this A bomb site. Skargod is immediately setting up his stars, and Heller, the last man left on this A bomb site, can do nothing but wait for his demise or maybe get a few sheriff shots himself. Rafa just playing slowly, clearing on every single angle, and Skargaz is gonna spray through that smoke to get Heller, and now KP and ASDF. What are they gonna be able to pull off with these sheriffs? I don't think it's gonna be much because Knight Rider is gonna force on the issue, get one, Skargaz and Rafa clear out the other, and it's gonna be Force One Esports looking pretty comfortable at this point, don't they? Aggressive.
Double digits on the scorecards for the side of Force One, and it feels as though the attacking side is just too strong for the side of Simple, but still, they can win this one out if they play their cards right. But at the same time, you need to consider something. Yes, Power, he has an operator in his hand. Yes, he can bring it back for their side, because we have seen how potent he can be with that operator. But they're considering a breach down on the other side who can easily flash you out of almost any corner that you want to hold. So a lot of the pressure is now going to be going on to the shoulders of Power. Will he be able to make that difference with that operator? And as you can already see, Power, he just bunny hopped his way across towards the right hand side of B log, and he's looking to probably get a couple of kills for himself. But with the operator already being spotted on out, this could be spelling doom for the side of Simple, because now they're not going to make their way down towards this B side because they don't want to go in front of that operator. And with only 2 members holding on down from the side of A, this could be a massive dilemma for the side of Simple.
Yeah, that is exactly what it's gonna be. You said it well, aggressive. And now it's gonna be okay, Rafa. He takes out Melody, and it's just gonna be an amazing ultimate that just came on. I don't know what exactly happened there, but it definitely was fun to look at. But Heller is gonna hold down the fort. He gets one, and now he's stuck in that U-Haul position. He needs to get another for his team, as he does. Heller doing the work here. Does not get the turret. Skargard will trade him out, and now it's gonna be Simple on the backline. 3v3. They do have the health advantage. Skargard is low, and it's gonna be Shivi though who forces out this kill towards the U-Haul position, but Power is right there to help him out. KP knows exactly where they are. He's gonna tap the bomb for sure. Is he gonna stick it? There's no way. No, he's not gonna stick it. He's gonna peek out, and Shivi's gonna come out towards this seating position. He gets one more, and now KP is gonna be doing nothing but getting one headshot and a second. KP, what did he just do?
This guy is just on fire. He's feeling himself, but he's like, hey, I know we lost a lot of rounds, but I think that we can make that difference happen for our side nonetheless. I just go in left, I just go in right, I flick to my right side, I flick to my left. He shuts everyone down, and with that, that's gonna be 10 and 7 on the scorecards already, ladies and gentlemen. And KP, the nerves have to be in his hand. He needs to shake it all off, and he needs to bring that same level of gameplay and his aim down to the following consecutive rounds, because there are 3 more rounds that he needs to win for his team to bring themselves back down to that 10 and 10 even Steven scoreline to have a possible chance to bring in a possible comeback, because there are only 2 more rounds for the side of Force One to take us down on a match point, ladies and gentlemen. And they have the economy to do so. Even if they lose out here, they're going to be in a pretty good spot in the long run. RBK trying to test out the waters, going up against the side of Power. But I love this. Power, he has nerves of steel. Doesn't matter if there's an owl thrown in his face. Doesn't matter if there's a record bolt in his face. He's gonna stick that corner, and he's like challenging them, being like, hey, come into my face. I dare you. I double dare you. Take that shot. I'm gonna take you out no matter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how exactly Simple got out of that round. KP's heroics were really good in that last round, but they're just gonna have to produce more of that magic coming in forward, because Force One Esports, it didn't matter to them that they lost that round because they have enough money, enough economy to go ahead to the next few rounds as well. And it looks like it's gonna be Knight Rider who just takes Hellar got a little bit of too ambitious with that alarm bar triggering it, and now it's just gonna be Force One coming back towards this B-bomb side where they're gonna have to face Power, who's gonna be waiting. He gets slashed off. Unfortunately, does not connect the shot onto anybody. And now
30 seconds
KPKP is hanging around over here as well. He might just get one kill. He might just get two. He gets two. Yes, he will. And it's gonna be Shivy left alone with his teammate Knight Rider, who does have the operator in his hands, I believe. Should be able to get some. No, he has a Phantom. I'm sorry. He has a Phantom in his hands, and now it's gonna be the retake coming in a 2v3. I don't think they have anything to work with over here. Force One, they have to play this on raw aim, and it's not gonna work out for them because Shivy was low on HP, and so is Knight Rider. He's gonna get taken down as well. And Simple, slowly but surely getting back into this game. 10-8 now, ladies and gentlemen. This is turning out to be a hell of a match. Wow, I mean, KPKP, you, my friend, are just doing amazing work over here. He could have got all three if he wanted to, but he did tag down Shivy a little bit, and it was Knight Rider who was also tagged down to less than half HP. And in the end, the heroics of KPKP come into play again for his team, and now 10-8, a comeback might be looking surmountable over here, Aggressive.
This is very much possible. Honestly speaking, my hands are up in the air. My hair is an absolute mess after all of these mind-boggling plays coming on through. You normally say that you put your hands on your forehead and you mess up your hair, being like, what is happening? This should not be happening. But it's already happening, ladies and gentlemen. Simple. They're making the impossible possible at this stage. They should not be winning out on a lot of these rounds, but their game sense is just on point every single time. And the positioning of KPKP in that round in particular was just so beautiful as well. Him holding on down from the backhand of that cuppy corner while using his Cosmic Divide and relying on Power to constantly put so much pressure with that operator gave him that play to get those two kills. Yes, the trade was a little bit slow, to say the very least, but in the long run, it was not that big of a deal because you need to consider something that now that the side of Force One are able to stabilize themselves just a tiny little bit, now that you have taken away that stabilization, you're the ones at the driver's seat. You're the ones treating a lot of the pressure. And if you're able to gas pedal yourself forward even more, keep yourselves in the face of Force One as much as possible, they are not going to be able to retaliate as much. Because now, when you consider the scorecards and, of course, the money coming on down from the side of the teams, Force One, they don't have anything to work with. And if you're able to take them down a peg on this round, you're going to take it down to a 10-9, force them onto an eco, and easily take it down to a 10-10, where you're going to be the ones with the economic advantage. And they're going to be the ones with their backs against the wall and with a lot of things on their mind to try and go in for a possible comeback.
Absolutely. Right now, I'm pretty sure Force One are feeling a world of pain as they get completely neutralized in that round by KPKP. 2 rounds where that guy's got 2 kills, and it's been working out in the favor of his team completely. And it's just amazing how they're pulling this off. Team Simple, if you can pull off the next 2 rounds, I'm pretty sure you can see a lot of opportunities for them to win this game, just as you said, Aggressive. And it's really interesting because the pace of the game is being dictated by both teams. At first, in the initial stages of this game, it was being dictated by Simple. They got a lot of rounds on the board, and then it was Force One who made a comeback, and they started making the game a little bit towards their side. And then when it came to 6-6, Force One continued that momentum. They got the momentum onto the second half. They got a few more runs up to 10, and now it's Simple back again, getting on the scoreboard, and they're dictating the pace of the game. And it's just going back and forth for both of these teams, and it's only for us to wait and see whether Simple are gonna beat this tyrant in the form of Force One.
Completely agree with you, and it feels as there are a couple of technical difficulties, but we're going to be back in the game real shortly. But to add on to that and to try and elaborate what exactly is going on for the side of Force One, in my eyes, I personally do believe that they're not using a lot of their ultimates in conjunction with one another. When it comes down to the utility usage, yeah, I have nothing to really say about that. They're using the utility properly. The shock darts are raining on, and the recon mode's getting a lot of value. But when it comes down to the raw ultimate usage and the fact that they're playing a composition based upon ultimates, you would think that the Rolling Thunder would get a lot more value. The Showstopper will be used in a lot more conjunction with one another, and they need to cycle through those abilities as much as they possibly can, because you need to remember on Bind, the ultimate points are easily accessible by both the attackers and the defender. And once again, I'm bringing it back down to the fact that there is no form of ultimate control coming on down from the side of Force One, and that could be one of the primary reasons why they're losing out in a lot of their matchups, because they're not using their ultimates properly. I've not really seen Scargod pull up that Cosmic Divide as much, which he should be doing a lot more, because then Shivi can just line himself up onto one wall, wait for the Astral Divide to come on through, and then easily just go in for a flash and be like, hey, Knight Rider, go in for that dash, get that kill for us, so they can take an easy side for themselves. He can do so much, but it feels as though that's just not what is happening down for the side of this one. And it's just, look at what's happening here. Power, he just gives like no two dabs that there's a owl drone in his face. He wants to go for that play, but at the same time, I think he just dashed into the wrong thing right there. Power, he gets tagged down 28 HP. He needs to make a run for it, but still, the operator in his hand, he's gonna be quite happy to say the very least.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what was happening, but I think RVK Power is just having a little bit of fun. He knew that he thought somebody is gonna peek out, but RVK was telling his teammates, "Don't do it." He's just waiting there with the operator, and just like that, it's gonna be a little bit of an advantage coming in for Force One Esports. They get one kill for sure, and they have tagged down another, and they know that Power is at a very low HP right now, so they could come upon this A bomb side and just find Power with one bullet, and it could work out in their favor. But there are 4 players for the use of Simple right now, not 5. The man advantage in the favor of Force One, and now it's gonna be Power who has to go down. No, KP's there, right there to defend him. He protects his mate, and now he's gonna go down. Yes, RVK with that shock dart is definitely gonna flush him out of that corner, and it's gonna be RVK with a third as well. That man is looking unstoppable. The shock dart going in to stop the defuse, but it's not gonna. The blind's not gonna. Oh, RVK, get this ace. Are you gonna get it? No, Rafa's gonna shut it down. A 4K though for RVK. The value that RVK provided in this round was absolutely crazy. The recon, that owl drone, the ultimate, and everything that RVK did this round was just all for his team to succeed.
Honestly, I was talking about the ultimate usages coming on down from the side of Force One and why it was so crucial. And exactly as soon as we started up the round, that's what they did. They were like, hey, we have our ultimates. If we use it in proper conjunction with one another, we can easily take away this round. And that's what they need to do. They need to cycle through these ultimates as fast as they possibly can. More ult point control, more usage of these ultimates, because there are only 2 rounds for you to win, while there are 4 rounds for the side, 3 rounds for the side of Simple to try and bring it back to an even Steven. So you have that time. Try and stabilize yourself. Try and take as many points as you possibly can off of the board, so that when you are going on down into your next possible round, can easily win it out with proper ability usage. A little bit of an oofsie over that came down to the shock dart, hit the railing. Those clothes are going to be electric right after they become dry. But moving on down, 11 and 8. Who will be the ones to win this one out? Because you do need to remember that this is an equal round, possibly coming on through from the side of... no, it's not an eco round. It's gonna be a proper buy coming on down from them. But Power, he has almost nothing. He's actually cleaning around with just a classic, and the shots are gonna be raining on in. RPK, he gets one Knight Rider, he gets another one, and the execution was just so beautiful, and it was just so clean. The shots are gonna be raining on in, and LRR is trying to make the difference. LRR with a beautiful spray, he's gonna be able to take down 3. ASTM is gonna be able to shut everyone down as well. Knight Rider, he's gonna be able to get down one out, but still 3 kills coming on down from the back end. LRR. He makes a difference for his team. He's able to shut everyone down, and Knight Rider, he's down in an impossible situation. He pulls out those knives, and he wants to go in for a rotation play down from the back, and he needs to try and get 1 kill at the bare minimum. Maybe he can make his way down for that reset, but really, he does not have enough time. He needs to try and hit that shot, but he's not going to be able to find it. ASTF, he's going to be able to clutch this one out, but hell, RR, you had no business winning that round out for your team. What just happened, Universe? He did the impossible once again.
I don't know what just happened there, but Hella he just rained down hell upon these Force One players who I don't think they had any use of going and pushing towards that elbow position, but all 3 of them just gave up their life one by one. I didn't understand the use of that push, honestly. They could have just held down the side, and I think they would have won this round and taken it up to match point, but Force One, they just dug their own grave.
Now
I don't know what happened.
Dug, man. But at the same time, we gotta keep our cool, because Simple, they have a lot to offer us. They're not done just yet, and Melody is showing exactly why they are not done. Taking that first kill down on the Knight Rider. This match is shaping up to be something absolutely incredible. RPK going in for those shots. The spray does connect it. That's just a tiny little bit, but not too much. Shock does not. KP just yet. Rafa going in for a fast execution for himself as well. Not going to be clearing out the left-hand side corner. Instead, it's going to be KP getting the first initial pick of Stargon for this second. And the Judge Supremacy is trying to go on through, but Power, he's not going to be able to find out much. RBK, he's going to be the difference maker for his team, but the shock darts already got in and possibly going to be hitting out Jimmy. Beautiful shock dart coming on down from the side of ASDF, ladies and gentlemen. They are going to be able to equalize 2 versus 2 on the map. So much damage, coming on down from the side of Simple, and with that, things have slowed down, things have stabilized. I can take a deep breath and also try and keep this casting going for you guys, because now Force One, they're at a dilemma. They need to make a possible push down towards this A side. They don't really have a lot of time. It's either go B or go big or go home now, because there's not really a lot of time. And if Melody dies here, this is all but over for the side.
Oh no!
It's all but over for the side of Simple, pretty much.
That timing was so unfortunate for Melody, because he had to look 2 angles. He thought Scarguard was gonna push in from hookah, but that was not the case. And looks like it's gonna be the plan going down now, and the round as well going down in the favor of Force One. It almost looked like Simple had gotten away with it, but this one unfortunate timing from Melody just probably cost them the entire game. I feel aggressive, because now, 1 round is all they need, Force One. They just need to hold this out for 1 more round, and they would have won this series. And look at the buy coming in for Simple over here, aggressive. It's not looking too good, is it?
They're in a pretty dire state. Simple, they went in all guns blazing in that last round, and they did not have enough to stabilize themselves. But at the same time, look at Melody. He wanted to go in for a massive play, but no one was there. They expected that push to happen. This is a do or die push coming out from the side of Simple, and all the members of the side of Force One, they read into it. They understood that, hey, everyone has to be down towards that B side. No one is going to be holding down on A. If we just go in for a push, possibly we could just find out everyone. But then Boombot is not going to be able to find out ASCF. It's actually going to find out his position. Shimmy comes in with a beautiful headshot. He's going to be able to take him on down. The spike's just about to go down as well. So much utility in their favor still. Shimmy, he didn't use absolutely anything. He has his flashes. He has his concussive abilities as well. So with that KP, he's going to be throwing out the Cosmic Divide, the last-ditch effort to try and bring the side in their control. But all the members on the side of Force One, they're holding it down from the back end. Rafa, he does get 1 kill. He pulls out the showstopper, sends it into the face of Melody, and puts the party down to a stop. That's gonna be 1. Rafa kills him with a grenade, but he doesn't give a damn, seemingly. 1 by 1, the raids have been turned. Jimmy with 1, RVK with another, and that's gonna be Force One, ladies and gentlemen, taking away this map and also this set. Beautifully done from the side of Force One, ladies and gentlemen. 30-9 on the scorecards to end everything off. Reminiscent of what happened in map number 2, they did exactly that and brought back the map of Bind in their favor.
Wow, I mean, that last round was probably the most chaotic round I've seen. So many kills coming back and forth. Rafa ending up killing himself with a nade as well, and still top fragging the server. But wow, Force One, hats off. Honestly, I thought you would have probably let that slip. It might have gone the way of Simple in the end. A lot of back and forth fights happening over there, but in the end, Force One triumph.
Absolutely, and honestly, Universe, my throat is absolutely dead after what happened right there. But moving on down forward, let's head on down into the match highlights so we can get a little bit of more of an in-depth breakdown of what exactly happened for these 2 teams. And honestly, Universe, I'm gonna leave you down with the question. What do you think that the side of Force One did that gave them such a massive advantage down in this map in particular? Because honestly, in my eyes, it has to be that rage. Shivy, he played so beautifully, using all of his flashes to perfection to set up his teammates. They were able to get a lot of those advantages in their favor, and at the very end, using their ultimates in good conjunction with one another, brought them this win in their favor, in my eyes.
Absolutely, I agree with you, Aggressive, because although it did harm them during the defensive side, because they did not have any sentinels to work with, they had absolutely no defensive strategies whatsoever, because there was no sentinel, a killjoy or a cipher, like a killjoy on the side of Simple. There was nothing that they could hold off information with, or keep the push coming, keep the push back. But it just as much helped them on the attacking side, because they had enough members to get information, to get the sites into their favor, because they had that breach, clearing out corners, flashing in for the duelist, as well as Sova, who was there to give in more information on top of what they already had, and not to forget Astra smokes and those gravity pulls from coming in from Scargod. So in the end, did not work out in the defensive my side as much, but attacking definitely belonged to Force One. And just like that, we see, guys, it's just going all over the place over here. The first half was going everywhere. 6-6, it did go up to. Simple looking like they were too good at that point. But Force One pulled it back somehow. And just like that, guys, we're going to head into the caster desk now. And I'm waiting with Apo and Sia already here joining me.
All right, that was crazy. We were talking in the beginning that, this might look like a best of three where we'll go to all three maps. And it was great to hear what you had to say about all the maps and how this went. This was extremely exhilarating. CA, what are your afterthoughts watching Simple go up against Force One?
It was so exhilarating. Like the teams were so well matched, continuously challenging each other around every corner and able to really pull off insane pop-off moments from I think every single player in the field in general. Like I want to see how Simple can sort of use this momentum moving forward. But right now, it's as we expect. Force One able to be resilient enough to win it out in the end. I think they'll be happy with the fact that they were able to pull off the 2-1.
All right, and you can see here the three maps. Force One, they won this best of three, and you can see that Simple did get a pickup there, which was map number 2. Now, I just want to ask Universe, who was your highlight players today? Or CA, do you have any players that you specifically would like to point out?
For me, from the side of Simple, I have to point out Power. Like his, like not just judge plays, but shotgun plays in general. He dabbled with the shorty as well. Made a huge impact and was a key reason for them even getting that one map, the 1 point really on the group table. And it's every point really matters. So and every map matters. So that the fact that he was able to pull through for his team absolutely huge. From the side of F1, I have to give it to Rafa and RVK. RVK especially the one taps he hits with the sheriff, like it's nasty.
All right. So let's just pull up the group standings right now and have a quick look at Force One and Simple. But you see now that Force One has won this match, they will be up there with two of the other teams that did win yesterday. Now today's matches we do have a second half. We can pull that up at 7:30 p.m. very shortly. We should have match number 2, and it is going to be between Team Valor and Godlike Esports. So, good on Force One for making it through with that win, getting those points, and Simple, they can try again. I do feel that Simple really put up a very good fight. Now, you guys, remember to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we are live. Check out the links in the description. You're not going to be disappointed at all. And remember, do stick around. We'll be back very shortly with the second half. It shouldn't be starting too long. You don't want to miss out on that. So have a little bit of a break. Take care, happy gaming, and hope to see you guys in the second half.